products like Kohler, Toto there. I can buy them cheaper here. But even their Asian products, I can buy them cheaper here. I didn't know. We just spent literally whatever 9:30, 10:30, 11:30. I came back in, but I want a video to show you this magnificent. I've never seen a more beautiful building. The money they spent to build this building, there's no people walking around. How's that possible? So they're in trouble over there.
Well, I can add to that, Cindy.
Why are you in China?
Spent a lot of time there.
I'm
Go
talking about what's
cities.
going on right now
Yeah,
this
I, I
morning there.
I still got friends there. Go cities, and they need to change the game because they're underwater, and they still want American brands. So the government is changing the ghost cities because they built a lot of them, and anyone can Google this. They built a lot of ghost cities, and they need to sell it because they're trying to change their private sector. They're trying to make what we did in America. They're trying to copy us in a sense, and it's okay to let the residents pay more without government subsidies. Because in the past, the government of China would insulate and build and give infrastructure, literally, okay, to any local government that was building infrastructure. They shifted, and they're actually going private sector now, like AI and anything else. They're shifting, and so
Honey,
that
they have
mandate came
so
down.
much
Yeah,
American product. I mean, you're going up the those things. What are they called? Not an elevator. The other thing. Hello. The other thing. Escalators.
Escalator.
Thank you. Lazy Boy, Toto, Cola. I'm like, there's as much American product in this building, and this is what she said. They want American products. They want American
because they don't
products.
believe, they still don't believe, they believe in our brand.
LS. Come on, bro.
But
I'm done. I'm
Jonathan,
done.
I
I'm
You
not
know
can't
we do
done.
wait
you
to
in
get the
But
doses.
she asked
video.
a question.
I know,
I
but you know
can't.
we do you in. She didn't ask you a question. She's making a statement. She's making a
I'm just
statement.
saying the building was the most beautiful building, the most beautiful stores I've ever seen. The way they display things, the way they do things is a thousand times nicer than our best showrooms in this country. And it was, there was not another person besides salespeople in the stores. Like there was nobody else walking around. She had the whole place to herself. I'm like, this is crazy. She said, no, Cindy, we're in big trouble here. We're in big trouble. So
Okay,
she's there.
Cindy. With that being said, because now that we're April's upon us. Okay, more specifically, April 2nd is really like right around the corner.
Wisconsin, I'm watching it, buddy.
No, I'm talking about these tariffs.
Oh, I'm talking about the Supreme Court, but
Yeah,
okay.
the Supreme Court. I'm definitely watching that as well. But I'm watching these tariffs because right now that's going to have a more immediate effect on all Americans. All right. Um, More interesting than someone trying to buy an election. You know what I'm saying? And so,
Uh-huh.
yeah,
Okay. There's
that's
a
what's
word,
going.
by the way, there's a word for that. I just forgot the word, but it's okay. What's the word
But
again?
sarcasm.
No, for buying the election. There's a word actually.
Yeah, stealing.
Oh,
No, it's not.
Obama.
It's not that either. Hey,
Yeah,
look at I
yeah.
talked about new.
Tyson, we're open over there. Tyson, go ahead.
Jonathan, look at Newsmax this morning. Do 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 do.
Way up.
Did you see what happened there?
Yes, way up.
Yeah, way up. IPO opened up at 14. It traded at 83 and going up. Overnight trading still going up on it. Hello.
Conservative is cool.
There you go, Cindy. I'm right there, just trying to set up. Yeah, sorry about that. No, yeah, Newsmax, and once again, guys,
What you going, the bathroom?
no.
Okay.
Just
What are you doing,
back
Frank?
channel stuff, working stuff on the back channel. But no,
Newsmax
what's
to the moon.
yeah,
Grant, we
Newsmax to the
can't hear
moon.
you, man.
Grant, what's
Remember,
going on with your
that's
phone,
a
Grant?
conservative news
Well,
outlet.
hold on,
Let's
Cindy, one
remember
second.
that.
Cindy, one second. Grant, what's wrong with your phone? We can't hardly hear you.
Grant's on the moon right now.
That's what he sounds like. He's on the moon.
What's up there with Elon?
So yeah, Jeff, you want to get closer to the mic? He couldn't hear the Slurpee.
Sorry, man. It's late here, man. I'm trying to get to bed.
Okay, I just said if you want to Grant to hear the Slurpee, you gotta get closer to the mic. So sorry, guys.
That's funny.
Storm is crazy. Oh
Hey,
yeah,
man, we
yeah.
need sound effects, man. Sound effects make the show so much better.
No, listen to me. Newsmax, guys, I'm gonna tell you something. Uh, I want Newsmax to go to the moon. I definitely want to go to the moon. And the reason I want to go to the moon is because if Newsmax go to the moon, you know, the media, which we all are in right now. Cindy, you, all of us, we're in it. That's what we're doing right now. Journalism. So yeah, we definitely want to see that. We definitely want to see that happen. So good job from Newsmax. So great job for Newsmax. So I am I'm excited about this. So I'm Cindy. Let me ask you a question. What did Ray think it was going to go up to?
I don't, oh no, Ray didn't think it was going to go that high. Like he said, we talked about this earlier. We were trying to figure out the last IPO that went this cuckoo crazy, and we couldn't come up with anything. Last one was like 18 years ago. So that's a big that was a biggie today
Yo,
to do
what was
that.
the name of that stock, that IPO that had the sock puppet and it just went crazy? The sock puppet. Who was that?
No, that
Anyone know
wasn't
what
the
I'm talking
one.
about?
That wasn't the one. I don't know what you're talking about.
I know you guys don't remember the sock puppet, the dog, the sock
Yeah,
dog.
I do remember that. I don't know the name, but I do. You're not crazy.
Yeah, you guys don't remember that the sock puppet, the dog thing. It went crazy. That IPO went crazy. And they had they did use a dog sock puppet. Yeah, I'll figure it out.
Yeah, you do that.
Yeah, no, 100%, guys. So, guys, welcome to Debate the News, man. We're here, man. We're definitely chilling. We're it's open mic. You know,
Okay,
as
so
long as
let's call Wisconsin right now. Is it going to be Brad or Susan?
Susan.
Brad.
I'm going to give it to Brad.
Those are some white names.
There you go.
Susan had a very commendable lead before Elon came in.
Oh yeah, because she has Soros out there. Let's call it the way it is. Okay.
Um,
Yeah. Okay. I know you don't want it. You
Yeah,
won't agree with that one. Okay.
you
All
tell.
right. Mm-hmm.
Pets.com. There it
Now
is.
who's naive now with Soros?
Wait, Jonathan, is it true that Soros is funding all these little hate things against
Thousand
Elon?
percent.
I was asking
Okay, let me
Jonathan.
ask
I'm
you
asking
guys.
Jonathan.
You can ask anybody you
Why,
want. I'm answering the question.
I know. I love you.
yeah, yeah, but you guys think Soros is like omnipresent.
Oh
He's
my
not.
God. I know. Mm-hmm.
I think he's the devil.
He is the devil.
He's a devil. Okay, and what is Elon?
The smartest man in the world right now.
Yeah, he could be corrupted by the devil, but he's doing good now. Anybody can. Everybody's liable to corruption, but he's actually exposing corruption right now.
Elon's a guy that's inventing something to cure paralysis.
Yeah, Elon by far is the most powerful man right now. Where Elon's at, he's too valuable to anybody to mess with. Like that's why he could only buy Twitter because, like the whole EV's going through him. If we lose him, China wins an EV. Elon's too valuable to both people with everything that he's built out, and I think he even knows that, which is why he's put his neck out on a lot of things.
I think Elon at this point in time is. I don't believe Elon at this point in time is just. There's nothing good that he's. I don't know. I think right now he
Nothing
he
good, Jonathan.
he's
Go.
getting funding. He's getting funding from China for I forget which secretly getting funding for China for what was it was SpaceX, I think.
You think, yeah. Check it out,
Yeah,
Jonathan.
one second, one
Jonathan,
second, one second. Go ahead.
Jonathan, but what about like all this? Like he's going to be done with Dodge in a little bit. Like I don't see anybody can be against. We all know the government was corrupt. Nobody knew whether or not he reported 100% right. The fact that they found any corruption, like everybody has to be happy for that. Like at least you got the smartest man in the world, arguably, right? It's arguably in there checking over the government. Like it's only like this couldn't. You couldn't play it any better. You know what I mean? Like to have somebody in there. If you had Trump in there looking at it, but you have Elon with all, I don't know. I just feel like it's a good deal. I don't know if they're going to send out stimulus checks or whatever, but I think it's the best way to start. I didn't think it would start out this way. It's way better than I thought.
Oh yeah. So
What
anyway,
corruption? No, I'm just curious. What corruption did Doge find
yes.
the federal budget?
Yeah, just misspending of taxpayer money. We don't know where they go. It's just it
No,
seems.
no. She wants to more be a little bit more specific.
So, I mean, so
I'm
you've seen it reported, right? I
no,
mean,
no, no, no. Just be specific. You said you spoke about how much it was found. So just give us some examples.
Yeah, you said fraud. That's criminal. So where was where were fraudulent practices or the fraud found? Because I don't recall hearing about that.
Yeah, and the charges.
so Elon. I mean, Elon found like so much different stuff. Like, I
No,
mean,
no. Okay, well, tell us something. We're still waiting. There's so much stuff. You should have been in. You should have been in rattle off two or three by now. The hell, one.
yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Well, I'm happy to help you out. That's because there was no fraud that was found. There wasn't any misappropriation. Just to do an audit of the Department, just to let you know from people that are actually good at this, despite being smart. Well, that's a wonderful attribute. It's not like the Matrix where he can just plug in some cartridges and now he's Deloitte and Touche. So it would take at least 10 years to do an actual audit of the Defense Department. So now you think about the actual federal government budget, trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars. Um, yeah, it would take more than, oh, I don't know, a few months for anyone, and including our great accounting firms that we have in this country, to even consider properly gauging the budget. But I just wanted to
Uh,
ask you that because fraud is a
excuse me.
very, very strong word. But,
Excuse me. Can I say something?
oh, go ahead.
Okay. First of all, I did a little research on you, and now that I know what kind of financial background you have, you really shouldn't even speak here. But that's not what I came to talk about, guys. I am starting to change my mind about the tariffs
Oh, please, Grant.
after
Whatever.
after some conversations today that I had. So, Jonathan, I'm coming in here to tell you that I'm actually starting to think that the tariffs could be a bad thing, and that Elon's got too much power.
Wow.
It's April Fool's. I know. I know it's at the midnight. Go
Oh
ahead.
shit.
Go ahead. Grant, I'm too up on this, man. Go ahead.
You got me, baby. You got me, baby.
This guy. That's why he comes in here. I love it. I love it. I love it. But guess what? You had some people going. You had some people going. It's my job to be aware. Where are you back? Are you back? Are you still in Cali?
Please tell me he has a shirt on.
Pardon, please don't flush the toilet this time.
Merci. Merci beaucoup, Monsieur Cardone. So I guess there was no
I didn't
fraud
want to ruin
found
your life, so
since
I
we're
didn't want to
throwing
tell you
that
what's
word
happening.
around. My 20-year-old had a Roth IRA when he was 16, Grant. He could
Yeah.
tap in for me at any time.
Okay.
Like
Good.
you said, you're just a good old boy from southern Louisiana that happened to make it good with some
Yeah.
real estate. So let's not go there, shall we? But anywho,
Yeah. Did
so there
the
was
real
no
estate,
fraud that was
honey.
there was no fraud. Don't oh
Hey,
honey.
Jakey, do you know anybody 120 years old?
Do I know anyone that's 120 years old?
Mm. Or 140 or 200 or 7 months?
Are we
You
Talking
talking
guys do
about
about the
Social
understand.
payments and
Security?
Social Security.
The amount of
I'm sorry,
intelligence.
Hold
there's
on,
too
let
many
let
random
Grant
white
go,
men
and I'll
speaking at
go.
once. Can y'all
One
do one
second.
mic?
Grant, you're in a matrix. Go ahead, Miki. Grant, you're in a matrix. Go ahead,
No.
Miki.
So what happened with the Social Security, and there were several people that testified, not testified, but gave testament to this. Just because someone is present in a database, it does not mean that they're actually receiving payments. So I would expect
So
the
are you
Social
saying those
Security.
checks weren't cashed? Is that what you're trying to
No,
tell me?
because you would have received that information. We would have. That's fraud. If someone was
You
cashing
are
it,
saying
if
those.
they were, may I finish,
Go
sir?
ahead.
This
Please
doesn't
hurry.
even take that much
No, you
intellect.
just said it. That's fraud. You just said it.
If
That's fraud.
someone was cashing the check, then that's the fraud, not the payment, because that would mean that someone either murdered someone and that person was still, because you're acting as if the federal
No,
government.
The kid that has the same name cashes a check,
May I
passes it
finish,
on.
please? This
You
is
should be
not
done.
rocket
Let's
science,
talk about
gentlemen.
the Act Blue donation fraud.
Oh my God,
Or
y'all are
you want to
jumping
talk about the
around.
USAID?
You're
Wait, we just
jumping
said there's no
around.
fraud. I don't need
Get
to
up.
like have a
Barf,
synopsis of your
barf, barf.
excuses.
Hold the vomit for 2 seconds, sweetie.
What
Just suck
about the
it back
climate
down your
change
throat.
contracts?
What I'm trying to tell you is that the
All the
person
foreign
that would
aid
be cashing the
misuse?
check would be committing fraud.
Hey, listen,
Like
I've already
if
got you to say
somebody
that was
murdered
fraud.
a grandmother
All
and
right.
they did not
Hey,
report that that grandmother died,
Schmicky,
so
we
her
can
check
move on
continued.
to the
You
Act
can
Blue
keep talking
donation.
around. It doesn't make you more smart, boo
Well,
boo. We can
no,
do it
I'm not trying
solidarity.
to be smart. I'm trying to quit
Well,
you
I'm
get you
literally
to quit
trying to explain
talking.
to you what the
I
financial fraud would be, but you're trying to make it seem as if the federal
you
government was
I
cashing the checks. You not know that people murderize
you
their
so you
spouses, their
think the
grandparents all the
federal
time
government
and continue cashing the
One
checks?
mic, Scott. One mic, man. Let her finish. And if
Are
you
they
want to,
drunk
if you
or
want
are
to
they
engage,
high? Which one is it,
no, I
Jonathan?
just want to move on from
Scott,
Social
Scott,
Security.
Scott. 1 second. One mic. If she let her finish, and then you can engage her after she's done. Go ahead.
No, I'm just merely pointing out that if checks were being cashed, number one, there would be so many articles from Chase or from Wells Fargo, whomever. We have discovered who was cashing these checks. This is some sort of cartel consortium that's trying to get over on the United States. Like, wouldn't we want to know next who's actually cashing the checks versus you focusing on the fact that the checks were issued? Because if
You do
these
realize
people are 120 years old, then I would assume that they were dead or non-existent. So who's cashing the check? What bank accounts are they going to? Surely you fellas know about financial fraud and wires. Aren't you engaged in the business? Don't you do ACHs, ETFs, check writing, all of those things? Who's got the
Mickey,
moolah? There is
Mickey,
no fraud.
Mickey, I think you're mistaken because I don't even think the checks were issued. That's a code that they use. Okay, and I'll go look it up. That doesn't
To
mean
120-year-olds, there were no checks issued.
exactly
What
they weren't
happened was
issued.
all it was in their numerical data systems, they basically did not put a date of death there, but none
Exactly.
of those checks were issued to anyone
You-
115 years old and older, so it didn't happen.
Exactly. That's what I was trying to tell you because you're defending it and it didn't happen.
Well, but you know, they don't actually take any facts, Jonathan. So I learned this from a good friend of mine who works with mental health patients. What you guys have to do is you actually have to enter their bullshit worlds and you actually have to validate their foolishness and then argue them based on that. Because you can't tell them it doesn't happen. They don't accept that because they live in an alter Trump reality where his wanker is constantly down their throats. So I was just
right.
trying to remove the wanker before I actually got to their
Scott,
bullshit. Just
You
Scott,
FYI.
done,
gotta
Schmakey?
Scott,
Are you
go
you
Scott.
done?
That's why he sounds like that. There's
Nikki,
something stuck in
one
his
mic on
throat.
Scott. One mic on Scott. Nikki, go ahead, Scott.
Well, approximately 53,000 people over the age of 100 receive checks and payments.
Okay.
You don't
Do
disagree
we
with
have
that?
centurions? We have centurions. We have
Uh,
centurions.
six.
Cindy saying no, it didn't happen.
Okay, the payment cutoff
I'm
on
Mike, Cindy. Yeah, I'm
115.
Mike, Cindy. Yeah, your mic. Turn your mic.
I didn't say that didn't happen. There were some cases that it did happen.
Oh,
We're gonna really stay on that one? I don't think so.
It was
look at Cindy
found.
looking like a dime
Okay,
tonight.
It
Cindy
was
well,
looking like a dime.
found.
Look at you.
let's
Yeah,
let's talk about real things, okay?
It's found
There were
from
some cases
2015.
found, but we're not gonna base everything on.
71.8 billion of improper
uh,
payments.
I'd
That's
like
a
to,
lot of money.
I would like to see that myself, that 120-year-old people were collecting social security. I really would like to see that myself. I'd like to
It's
put
not.
my eyes on that one.
It's their kids and the grandkids
No,
that
no,
it's
no
passing.
one over. You don't understand. There was a code put in the system that said no one over. I think it
It's
was 115 will get a check. You
is
don't understand.
Elon
That was
finding
admitted by
71 billion of
no, no. What
improper
Elon is
payments?
finding, here's the thing, and this is what you don't understand. Yes, there are people receiving payments wrongly. Okay, with the reason why that happens is not because this is what Mickey just said to you, you're not listening. The government isn't doing this fraudulently. People do not report the deaths of their relatives, and then they continue to take the checks
Then
and
they
cash
should
them.
go to jail for fraud,
Yes, absolutely. But this is
okay?
not the
Well,
government committing the fraud. It's individuals committing
But
fraudulent
that
acts by
means the
not telling
government
the
wasn't
government.
paying, but Tara, the government's also not paying attention. Because if they're paying attention, they're going, wait a minute, hold on, we're sending checks to people that have 99, 100, 110,
Well,
120.
there are like
That's,
a lot of
somebody's got to
people.
be held responsible for that too. Somebody overlooked that, right?
Well,
So it just you
I
just
wouldn't
can't
say that
overlook.
99 or 100 is the way, because I don't know how many 100-year-olds are in the country, but there are certainly any number of them. Yes, if somebody was getting a check at 100, 506, I'd be like, well, but I think 99, there are probably over 100, 150. There are probably a lot of them, right? I would assume. And the thing, we have a 320, there's probably a lot of them. Like I said, what's happening in general, yes, there is fraud, but it is fraud on the government, not by the government. Cindy, there are
No,
more
I would
robust, we
call
could
that
be putting
I
How do
would,
in,
you how do
Laura,
you how do
I
you
would
make
call
sense
that
of
laziness on the
yes,
government.
could we be
yes.
putting in more robust
Cindy,
systems? Very
Cindy, how do you guys
possibly.
can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
You can't
Okay.
hear
Dang, I
me?
wasn't done with busting
We could. We
Mickey's
can't now.
chops. I got
I
5
just
more.
called the hotel and asked them to increase my Wi-Fi. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Perfectly.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful. If I solved my damn problem. How do you guys explain that 2 million non-citizens were added last year?
They don't care.
Added to
Added to
what?
what? We're added to what? Be specific.
New non-citizen social security numbers were issued
Yes,
in
and you know
2024,
why?
2
Because
million.
legal
Okay,
non-citizens,
944,000 the year before. Excuse me,
listen, legal
944,000
non-citizen,
the year before.
Grant, I understand. I read the tweet.
600,000.
I read the
A
tweet. I heard
non-citizen
it.
should
I
not
read
have a
it.
social security number.
You know
A
what?
non-citizen should not have.
But
Excuse
that's
me. You're
not
starting to sound
true.
erosion.
That's right.
What, so a
He's right.
non-citizen should get a social security number.
The way our government is set up, legal non-citizens under various programs are allowed to get social security numbers, okay? These are not illegal migrants. These are people here who have asked for asylum or are under TPS status or things like that. They are
So
allowed to get social
explain to
security
me the
numbers.
spike. Explain to me the spike last year and the decline this year.
Because they pay taxes, Grant. This is
Why
already how
why the
this works
spike?
in the
Why the spike?
country.
Why did you have 2 million
Non-citizens
spike?
authorized. Well, why don't you ask Donald Trump, because he's bringing in all these South Africans? Did you know that they're the second most
So,
imported after
Oh my
Hispanics to
God, you
work
guys
Grant,
are
here?
so full of
Grant, let
shit.
me
Do you know how
answer
many
Unbelievable.
you.
visa programs we
Grant,
have?
Yep.
Seriously?
Grant,
You
can
know,
I answer, Grant?
guys,
Grant,
insanity.
here's one of the reasons for the spike, and you will disagree with this, but Biden let in any number of additional people under the TPS program. You remember that? He was allowing in a certain amount a month. These are legal people. It's temporary. They're legal and they're allowed to get Social Security. So he bumped up that program. That was one of the reasons why.
Yeah, But Tara, yeah. don't you think they were funneling in votes like to win the election?
Absolutely not.
They
Okay.
Illegal
can't vote.
non-citizens cannot vote in federal and state elections. And by the way, non-citizens are allowed in very rare cases to vote in municipal elections. That's it. Period. Full stop. There is no evidence of widespread voter fraud on
Voting
even
is not the
small
issue.
voter
Voting
fraud.
is not the issue yet. The Social Security, 2
And
million
I
Social
just
Security numbers
explained
being
to you,
issued.
if you
Blah blah.
read, I
Danda. Doo doo.
explained to you, but you don't want to listen
You
because
you
you don't know
explain it.
how.
Explain it. Okay.
I
Just
2
said to
million.
because they
you,
have a social security number does not mean that they are getting social security benefits. They are
No, I don't
non-citizens
need. I don't. That doesn't
who
matter.
were
That
brought
doesn't matter.
here
They don't.
and they
They should
pay
not have a Social Security
taxes.
number.
They pay tax. Well, then be mad at the social security system. Biden did not create that. I put something in the chat.
Okay.
You're welcome
Well,
to go to ssa.gov and read
you
and
guys have
enlighten
fraud.
yourself,
You
or
guys asked
ask
for
your
fraud.
accountant.
We showed you the fraud. I show you the fraud. Elon and Doge put the
no,
fraud
you
out there
didn't show
yesterday.
fraud.
No,
You
you did
showed
not show any
legal.
fraud.
You
Okay.
showed people who are allowed to get social security numbers getting
Okay.
this is what you don't understand. Elon Musk, I read that. I read the post and then I went through and analyzed it. I said, wait a second. First of all,
Oh,
it's
you
legal
analyzed it.
people.
You
Yes, I did,
analyzed it.
which
You
something
analyzed
which
it.
you did
You have the
not do
smartest
because you
people in the
don't know
world.
how to
You are
analyze.
so arrogant. You are so arrogant.
You
You
are
the
so
smartest people in the
stupid.
world. The smartest people in the world are looking at this, and you went and read some bullshit and
You
analyzed
are
it. You are so
stupid and
arrogant.
don't look beyond facts. Don't
I
look
might.
beyond people who have agendas. That's the
Okay. Well,
unfortunate thing.
maybe I'm stupid. Thank you. Okay. Maybe I'm stupid. I think most people. I got a lot of people that suggest I'm not stupid, but maybe you think I'm stupid. And that's fine. That's not the argument, though. My intelligence is not the argument. The idea that you would suggest that you analyze some fucking document and the smartest people in the world, not just Elon, but the people that he has around him are some of the smartest people on planet Earth.
Name
These guys
one.
have created
Name one.
trillions of dollars of value with companies.
Carlos, come on.
Can you name
Okay.
one?
You know what? Everybody loved Elon Musk until what?
No, I
Come
still.
on.
I mean,
Everybody
you
from
gonna
love
you
to
gonna still
hate.
be an idiot to me.
Okay. Well, most
There are a lot
people
of
did
people
love
in
it.
this country that don't hate immigrants, whether they're legal or not.
I
Like,
just
what are
want
we
to
talking
That's
about?
not true, Mickey. That's not true.
Yes, that
Yeah,
absolutely is
that's been a
true.
problem, an ongoing problem for a lot of people in this country. That
I mean,
really has been for
we didn't
years.
like the Irish, we didn't like the Jewish people, we didn't like the Catholics. What are we talking about? This is
That's
nothing
true.
new.
And we didn't like the Italians, and go ahead. We can keep
Exactly.
going.
That's what I'm saying.
And the
Didn't
Irish
like the
still don't like the
Chinese.
Italians, and what?
But that's what I'm
But they
saying.
came
You're
here
saying that we've always
legally.
embraced
But Mickey, they
immigrants.
came here legally. The
But there
Irish
were a
came here
bunch of
legally. The Italians came. Okay, we have some guinea wops that came without papers, for sure. But most Italians came here legally. The Jews came here legally. So where we going? We
you
come
think
here
the
legally.
most you think most Americans care about legal when there's the great replacement theory, which is basically that political parties are
Oh my
literally
God.
bringing in these
Always
immigrant
racist.
populations to replace
Always
them?
racist,
Oh,
dude.
that was
How is
different.
that race? You don't know what the great replacement theory is? I didn't make this up. Like
Okay.
They
seriously.
didn't learn that. They didn't
But
learn
They
that
how
were
in
far
school.
back
literally
in time do you
targeting
want to go?
They were literally targeting JD Vance's wife, calling her an immigrant. Like, how do y'all not know this? I'm not making this up. It wasn't the Democrats that were doing it, it was Republicans. They were making fun of JD
Mm.
Vance because of Usha. Seriously? This is not new.
Cindy, you look hot tonight, dude. What are you
I
doing?
mean, you want to make America great
We're
again, that's what we're
stuck
going
in
to be
You look
acting
meetings.
like.
hot.
Grant,
Hell
I said the
yeah.
Stuck in a
same thing,
meeting in
Grant.
God
I said the
China.
damn.
same.
And
Hey,
Grant, let me
Grant.
tell you, the meeting I was stuck in China, you want to talk about a place that's in a depression right now,
Yes.
especially real estate? Holy shit.
You were in
It was
China?
so bad. I had to do a 2 hour meeting.
A
A
It
Zoom.
Zoom
was,
call? You did a
Yeah.
Zoom
yeah,
call in China.
Hey,
yeah,
Yeah.
Grant, I said the same thing to her as soon as she jumped on camera. I was like, Cindy, look at you looking like a dime.
Dude, I need some of that. Whatever you're doing, I need some of it, bro. Send it to me.
yeah, I do your stuff.
Did Ray fuck you tonight or
I'm
something?
waiting, I'm waiting.
Oh,
No, because leave me alone. I'm tired. Go to bed, Ray.
Ray,
You had his
Ray,
attention. Did you?
Ray,
Maybe you
Ray.
should have been.
Newsmax blew up
You were
today. Did
texting
you
him.
hit on that tonight, Ray?
I won't even tell you about my dream last night. Oh my God. I'll
Oh
tell
my
you about it later.
God. Ray got a 7 bagger and Cindy.
He hasn't had Cindy because Cindy's been running crazy. And by the time I come on here, he's like, I'm going to bed. He was on earlier.
Is he
Man, your
awake?
hair's looking good, dude. Your skin's looking good. I mean,
Yeah.
everything's
Yeah.
popping.
mm.
Getting old is great, isn't it? I come in here to fight with people because I don't have
That's not
enough
what I'm
fights during
talking
my
about.
day.
Huh? Jonathan, you think she's pretty hot tonight, Jonathan?
Very beautiful.
First thing I said was, "Yo, Cindy, look at you looking like a dime tonight."
God damn, man. She looks like
Good
a
day.
quarter to me.
Okay. Not bad for old broad. Getting old sucks. But I'm telling you, 150,000 square foot building with everything you could name in the building products. And there was nobody in the building but this woman,
Yeah.
Ray, walking around with me. Oh, and by the way, do you know how much a Kohler smart toilet is over there? $6,000 for the same toilet I buy here for three.
Yeah.
And by the way, half this building is full of American products because the Chinese love American products like cola and all those and Newport. I couldn't believe it. I was like, "Can you get me out of the American and let's go where the
Yeah, but
Chinese
they
stuff
don't
is?"
have the money to buy it right now. They're consumers
Grant,
still.
I'm waiting for the video for her to send me. When I'm talking 150,000 square foot building, so many floors, and she was the only one from 9:30 this morning till 11:30 walking around. We were the only ones in there.
Yeah, are they
Was
trying
it
to push
Shanghai?
trying to sell stuff? They want to
Yeah,
get rid of some of their inventory?
I'm hoping so. I
Yeah.
said, okay, put these numbers together, put these numbers together, put these numbers together. Okay, let's see where the numbers come in.
Yeah, what are you trying to buy?
Enough for 300 units.
Yeah, why don't we buy enough for 1,000 units?
There you go. That's where I'm trying to do.
Or
And you can just
3,000 or
package it up
3,000. I got
together.
a
You
bunch of
take what you need, I'll take what I need.
let's
This
go. Let's
person take
chop
what
it
they
up.
need.
Leave what we gonna leave Ray with? Ray just gets an orgasm. That's all
Is
he
that
gets.
my mark?
Mark!
There's no
Mark!
way Mark Days in the
Yo,
house.
Hey,
what's the
handsome.
deal, family?
Where
What's
are you?
going on, champ? How you living?
Marty, what is that? Can you hear that rain,
Maintain.
Marty?
Yo, that rain is coming down, Cindy.
I thought my steam unit turned on by itself for
No,
a second. I'm like,
Hey Cindy, I was doing a podcast and that thunder hit and I shook, I jumped like boom. Everybody looked like I jumped because I didn't know what the
Dude,
hell it was.
this isn't rain. This is like nothing I've ever seen.
Yeah, I jumped. I was like, whoa. And then all of a
What,
sudden they're
What's
like,
that?
what was that?
What's that image you got? That avatar? It's called a Trump pod. What's that mean?
Oh, Lewis is gonna do fuck Trump. Yeah, okay. Let's see how well
What's
that
a
one
Trump
goes.
pod, Jonathan?
It says fuck above Trump.
Oh, it does.
It says
That's gonna
fuck
be
Yeah,
the Trump
Lewis's
that's
room.
pod.
Luis's. I'm supporting Luis. He has a podcast coming out called Fuck Trump.
Oh, wow. That that won't get pushed much because of the f bomb in the beginning.
Oh no,
He might.
no, he has a star there. There's no F there. There's a
Okay.
star.
Oh,
Yeah, it's pretty hard to see it
And
though. I
then
thought
when Bill Maher is
I
going to the
can't see
White
it.
House to talk to Trump, that says it all.
wait, did he go yet?
He's going, I think, next week.
Oh
And
wow.
he's looking forward to going. Go watch the interview.
Yeah, I know. Bill Maher's come to his senses about a few things.
I think he
San-
has.
sanity, dude. Sanity's going to get popular again.
I know it already is.
Hey,
Fuck.
Mark Days.
Yo, yo, how's everybody doing?
Damn,
Uncle
Mark,
G,
you look
Cindy,
good
what's
too,
going on?
Mark. What you got on your complexion tonight, Mark? You looking smooth.
And this is called melanin. You know what I'm saying? This is what this is called.
Looking tight,
Uncle
Chris
G,
Mark.
what's
Grant
going
trying
on
to
with
get
you,
him
Uncle G,
some.
man? Why you keep coming in my city and not calling me, man? What's wrong with you, man? I feel
Dude, I would.
offended.
Oh, I was. Dude, why didn't you? I was in Vegas and you didn't come out.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Nobody tells me nothing.
Oh,
Because you
okay,
don't come in.
What are you
If you
okay.
talking
came in the
about?
room, you would have known.
I brought.
I
I
have
brought.
both. Why would I? I have y'all numbers. Why would I need to? What are you talking about?
This is what
Bro,
you up
I
with.
brought 8,000 people to town. You didn't know I was in town?
I don't know what's going on, man. I'm grinding with my head down, man. I don't know what's happening. And next thing I know, I go on social and it's over. It's done.
God damn, my marketing's not working then.
It's crazy
Hell
work,
no, that
man.
marketing works just fine. I still get 10 emails from your ass a day. It works
10
just
emails a
fine.
day.
Same, same.
That was genius.
Amen.
Yep.
That's because I love y'all.
Don't let them fool you, man. Last time Unc told me that, I said, "You love me, right?" And then he switched up on me later and told me he don't love me no more. Cindy told me. He said, "I don't love you." He
I
He
did
would
said
not
it.
tell
never.
you that. I did not
He
tell you
said
that.
it.
He would
He
never.
said it.
I never
He
withdraw
said
my
it.
love from an ally.
No,
He
he would
said it.
never.
What y'all got going on in here, man? Y'all arguing or what? Cindy,
Yeah, no,
you and Unc
well,
finally doing
no,
the
no.
deal? Y'all finally about to put something together?
Half of us are talking sanity and intelligence, and the other half are just dumbasses. Same
God
bullshit,
dang.
bro. Same bullshit, different day.
God dang. Well, I love you both. Hopefully you and Cindy putting some deals together. Y'all go make some money together, man.
Oh, you didn't
That's
hear
right.
about it?
I heard something about 1,000 units and both of y'all were talking, so I just assumed and I'm hoping y'all putting something together.
I'm going down to Florida.
I love it. That's what I like to hear. It's about time. I only been telling you two knuckleheads for 4 or 5 years now that y'all need to link up.
I'm going to Gitmo
I'm going to bring him to
In May.
Boston.
You going to Gitmo,
I'm
like
going to
Guantanamo
Gitmo.
Bay?
Yep.
Why?
And then I got a project in LA. But I got a anyway. I can't believe where you been, Mark. You just
How
had
much
got you.
units you renovating that Gitmo?
I'm going to Gitmo.
You going to get more money? That's what you're going to do.
Yeah, I like that.
That's what you're up
Hey,
to. Man, I just been grinding,
Mark,
Unc, man.
Marty went skiing with Chad this weekend.
That's fire.
Bro, that shit was fire.
Did he get you in trouble, Marty?
What
You
one?
see Cindy's head? Do you see
Wow.
Cindy's head right now, bro?
Man, you fell to the peer pressure.
Listen,
Dang.
listen. I'm not even gonna speak on this. I just know I had an amazing time skiing. Everything else has been talked about. But just as far as the skiing goes, absolutely amazing.
Say no more. You didn't hit a tree like Sonny Bono, so you did all right.
Nah, I
Oh,
ain't
too
hit no
soon.
trees, man. I was getting it.
All
Hey man,
right.
that tree killed Sonny Bono.
I don't think I've ever seen a black person skiing.
Hey man, you should have came out. There was a bunch of black people out there skiing. I was surprised too.
Man, black people don't ski.
You
Yes,
sure?
they do
Snowboard.
up in Blue Mountain. They
Yes,
do here.
they
Yes, they
damn
do.
sure do.
We need to be
Black
out
community.
in the snow. We ain't skiing.
This was not texting. Who you hanging out with? I don't know. Blah blah blah. Black guy. Then I write white or black, and then he writes black, white, black. I'm like, do they have names? That's I'm
90% of
texting. We're hanging out with some
nah,
dudes. Oh, okay. Who are they? I don't know. They're two black guys and two white guys. Oh, so they have names, Marty? No, just two black guys and two white guys.
I
One
didn't
black guy.
listen. I could care less. We was skiing. It was a good time though, Mark. Definitely a good time, man.
That's dope,
These
man. I
these
myself
people in
have
the
never been
mountains
skiing,
partying like
so
rock stars.
that sounds like fun. And I don't know.
Me neither.
It's
No
getting
diddy.
cold.
It's weird.
Mark, it gets cold out there in Vegas, though, doesn't it?
I know. Yeah, it does
Good
get cold
God.
out here, but it's bearable. Like, I'm from Connecticut, so we're
Yeah,
used to like 10 below, 5 below. Like, it doesn't get that cold, so it's bearable. I don't have to worry about snow or anything. So,
yeah, not abnormal. Yeah, Connecticut was like unreasonable. It's the liberal people in Connecticut, man, and just cold.
bunch of lunatics and cold weather. I'm cool. I'm
You're
Yeah,
cool.
straight.
welcome to Boston.
Me and you came out of Connecticut. We made it out.
We
Whoa!
came out the same city, bruh.
Yeah, Waterbury. It's crazy.
Waterbury.
Yo, you hear that thunder?
Wow!
Cindy, that's what hit me earlier. I jumped. I was like, "Whoa!" And
I
then
just did.
yeah, and they saw me, and people were like, "What was that noise?" I was like, "It's thunder."
Where are you guys? Are you guys in Boston or Florida?
No, Marty's in here at my house.
I know.
Wait, hold on, JB. It's raining and storming back, but you're in Jersey, aren't you?
Yes, uh-huh.
Yo, this must be a massive. It must be a pretty big grid right now. A pretty big, whatever
It
they
is.
call
This
that.
is
It
not
is.
even rain. This is like
Cindy, it comes down, pow, 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 pow. Yeah.
Believe in man made weather now.
Maybe we're under attack or something.
It's the Democrats.
That'd be great. I know.
It's the
they're trying.
Democrats. It's crazy work. I ain't gonna lie. That's crazy.
The Democrats have been dropping all their rain seeds in the sky. You know, they doing the planes. They got all that stuff coming out the airplanes now.
Yeah, what happened with those drones that were up? Did we just forget about those, or did
Oh
they?
no, they all came down eventually.
Yeah, you right.
Wow, that's right. Mark is a Republican. Marty's a Republican. Thank God.
Hey,
I'm not
Marty.
a
You know
Republican
what? I picked the winners
or
early
a
on.
Democrat. I'm neither.
Yes, you are now. Who are you
I'm
kidding?
not. I'm not
Yes, you are.
against Trump, but that doesn't make me a
All right, so you're not
Republican.
against Trump.
Mark's a reasonable
No,
guy. Mark's a good dude.
I'm not. I'm not against Trump anymore. No.
Hey, Marty. Since we're family, was this your first time skiing?
First time my black ass touched that ski, man. But let me tell you something.
Yeah, I want to know.
I was killing it. I didn't fall a single time, except for day number 2 when I hit a big ass jump because I thought I had it in me, and I ate shit on the second day. But the first day was a blast.
Well, that's what I'm saying, man. Because Cindy was saying you were going, and I thought you were snowboard. I ski as well,
Nah,
but
hell no, I wasn't snowboarding. I
He
was
was on a bike, whatever the. I never even saw
You
that
get
thing until
sore.
he started.
Nah, I was on a snow go bike. It's a new thing that just came out. Within I want to say like the last couple years. I don't even say last couple years, maybe last 2 years. It's pretty fun. So it's like a bike. It has no seat on it, but it has skis. So it's like two skis in the back, one in the front, and it's freaking awesome.
Mhm.
Oh,
I'm
Marty,
gonna
you
say
didn't
something,
go
Marty.
skiing.
Mark, I
I'm gonna
love
Dude,
say,
the
it
part
was
when you said
dude.
to
Are you
Marty, "You
kidding
That's
get
me?
not
you didn't."
Mar-
skiing.
Bro,
Marty,
there were
Marty.
actual skiers out there who couldn't even ride that freaking bike. Are you
Well,
kidding
they
me?
can't. They can't. But I'm gonna say something to you. You can graduate. Well, I shouldn't say
No, I'm gonna
graduate.
get there, bro.
Yeah, you can. If you can do that, you can do the skis with the sticks.
Yeah,
That's
no,
the
I'll
only way
get
I've
there.
learned. Yeah, yeah. I know you will. I know you will. I
Dude, I
believe in you,
was
It's
man.
hitting,
okay.
man. Listen, I was killing that thing.
He's going to be in Aspen with Charlie Walk. Then he'll go to Utah with Greg Young. He's going to become a snow bunny, I guess.
You
Not the
have to
snow
go
bunny.
Whistler. Whistler. If you're not going with Whistler, then
Then I'm
hey.
making sure he's got heavy enough jackets, and I'm giving him a jacket as he's leaving the house. Marty, like, get.
Bro, you just called me a snow bunny?
Yeah, you could be a new
Yeah, that
snow
was
bunny.
crazy.
Yo,
I'm
that's
not gonna
I
lie.
gotta be honest. I
Yeah,
never
yeah.
saw
I said that.
Yes,
gloves,
you
Why?
did.
guys. I never saw gloves as big as his gloves. I've never seen gloves. They were huge, like they had to be 12 inches long, more.
that right.
No diddy. No diddy.
Know right now. Fresh powder.
That's what
Fresh
we
powder
have.
is
Fresh powder.
crazy. That's crazy work.
Water.
Fresh
Just
powder is
pulling
insane.
in.
Mama K, where are you?
Yep.
Utah.
Salt Lake
Oh,
City. Well, South
that's
Jordan,
right. You're not
Utah.
suffering.
Cindy, why you leave
Yep.
me up here by myself? What's wrong with you?
She's in Utah where
I
everybody got a
wanted a cigarette.
minivan.
Just left me.
I get to have 3 cigarettes.
Oh, you're freaking new. You and
No,
these dog.
I'm almost done. I'm down to 3.
What do you mean you down to three? Like this your last three forever, or you got three left in the pack and you gonna buy a
No,
new
I'm
one?
I'm only doing 3, and that's it. That's it.
Or three a day?
3 a night. I don't smoke during the day. You know that.
Yeah, but that okay. Well, you're doing better. You're doing better.
And it
I
goes
can't
out. So
complain.
it I don't even, it goes out. I light it back up. It goes back out. These American Spirit things. If you don't suck on
American
it, then whatever.
spirit.
Yeah,
That's a crazy cigarette.
I'm gonna
That's
tell
a
you this though.
diabolical pack, man.
I tried those Jules Supreme the
What's a
other night.
jewel?
Jewel Supreme.
No, it's
What's
called. Okay, you think I'm lying?
what is that? Is that like an
It's like
electric
one of them
Oh,
joint
little.
or
It's like
this
an
something?
e
kid. I don't know
cig.
why
It's like an
this
e
kid.
cig.
Oh, okay.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
See
You
this?
need you need to leave that stuff
Let me
alone.
explain something to you. Wednesday night, when I smoked this thing,
What is that?
why am I screen
It's
sharing?
menthol.
Hold on.
You weren't screen sharing.
It says that I am.
We don't see anything, Cindy.
Okay, good. I thought I was having a heart attack Wednesday night. I thought like I couldn't breathe. I thought I was dying. I was up till 4 o'clock in the morning, literally. So I'm not. No, 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 no. This may I don't know what this.
Probably means you need to stop.
I
Huh?
tried it thinking because it's 0% nicotine. So if it's just the hand motion that I'm really addicted to, because how do you go all day without smoking if you're addicted to nicotine? It's like next to impossible. So it's a hand thing for me.
Well, yeah, hand to mouth fixation, but still, it's I used to for a long time. I quit 10, 11 years ago now. So, and I used to be up to a pack a day at my worst. So,
No,
Jesus
I've never done. I've
Christ.
never done that. Never, 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 never,
yeah,
never.
I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, you've definitely smoked more than
But
me because you've
yeah,
kept doing it.
and I quit for four
So,
years. I quit 4 years the minute I got pregnant with Sammy, which
yeah.
ended in 2 weeks. Didn't smoke for 4 years. The minute I got pregnant with Chad, didn't smoke. And the minute I gave birth to him, I went, Dad, get me a cigarette. He's like, you're in the
Mm,
hospital. I go, I
mm,
don't
mm,
care if I'm in the
mm,
hospital. Get me a cigarette right now.
mm.
Stumpo, you
Lord
never had
help.
a drink in your life. You're
I
fine,
never had a
smoking
drink in
some
my life. No.
cigarettes. All right.
Cut
Mm-mm.
that
That,
stuff out, man.
that's just big
Leave that
pharma
stuff alone,
scared.
Cindy. You know. Certain people it doesn't even make sense. Like when you see them do it, you're like, "What? You do that? That doesn't even look like you."
I was at Grant's Golf Club. He sits down. He goes, "Come on, let's have a cigarette." Because he didn't really want the cigarette. He probably knew I wanted the cigarette. I'm like, "Let's go."
Well, I'm glad that you two are playing nice. I'm happy to hear that.
1,000%. I
Good.
always tell people, the people you fight with can become your best of friends. No one wants to
Mm,
believe me.
that's an interesting concept.
Think about kids that you had like a beat down in high school with, and then you became best of friends.
Never happened in my life. You put your
Oh,
hands on me, we enemies till we dead.
well,
So I
because
don't know.
that's your personality.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
just my personality.
you never shook the kid's hand afterwards and said, "Okay, we're done."
Nah, no, we're
Oh,
not doing that.
I've done that.
If it was bad enough to get to that point, there's no coming back from it. You know, I don't put my hands on people I love. You know, that's just me. But I'm
Shit,
glad to
me, I
see it
put my
because
hands on.
it's long overdue and it only makes sense, you know. There's billions to be made with y'all too. So and again, why'd you leave me up here? Why am I the only talking head? I feel like an
You,
idiot. I'm just here
you,
by myself.
She
yeah,
tricked
We
you.
missed you, Mark. That's why you
you
get
This
the
is
whole
should have.
crazy.
frame. You get the whole frame.
Nah, man, I'm about to duck off, man. I'm out of
Well,
here. I love y'all. Good night.
It is good to see you, though,
that's it.
Mark.
You just pop in for your 5 minute what?
Well, you know, Cindy, you know I got a wife and kids, man. I gotta go take care of my babies.
It's
And
12:30. Oh, yeah, it's
it's
nine
only
thirty.
9:30 here.
Right, I
So
forgot.
Yeah, everybody about to go down. We about to shut the house down. It's a wrap for
No
today.
way.
Been a long day. No Diddy. But I
Well,
love y'all, man. I
you look
appreciate
really
seeing all
good.
y'all.
The weight you lost, you look great. You look great. You look healthy. You
Thank
look
you. I
happy.
appreciate it. We striving for more. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm turning 40 in May, Cindy. It's
Oh
ugly
my
out here in
God, you're
these
so
streets.
old. I can't believe it. Like, oh my God, life's
Horrible.
over.
You
You're
see, I gotta keep
done.
my beard low now because I got nothing but gray hairs. It's bad, man.
Wait, you turned 40?
Yeah, man. I'm turning 40, dog.
I'm only in 42. You look good. Hey, Doc, I'm trying to keep it the same. But
I
man,
appreciate you, man. That's
let's keep it a
LS.
race.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is LS.
I knew I noticed that voice. I
Man,
knew
how
I
you
recognized that
been?
voice. Shout
How
out,
you
man.
been?
Oh man, I'm fantastic, man. God is
You
great,
know
bro. I
what?
can't
Most people
complain.
don't even understand I've been in the game for 4 years, but I don't talk a lot.
Longer
You
than
know,
that.
well, thank you. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you.
But
But
yeah, man,
man,
I wanted to tap in with my family, man. I miss y'all. Appreciate all y'all. I'm out
oh
of here,
yeah,
man.
yeah. Hey, message me on the back channel. Let's connect.
All right,
Cause
let's
I'm in
link up,
Cali.
brother.
I'm in Cali. I'm
Okay,
still in
I'm right in
Cali.
Vegas. I'm not far from you.
Oh, I have to step up. All right, we're done.
All right, brother. I'm gonna shoot you my number.
I got you.
All right, later.
Bye, honey. Okay, 12:38.
12:38 is bedtime.
You need to get up and go to work early tomorrow.
I'm
So
in.
you go to
Listen,
sleep.
I got one eye open right now. Literally, just one eye open.
Well, you work late
Yeah.
tonight.
Cindy, that meeting in China, that was about you. I thought she was a client. You said.
She is a client of mine, but she's also what you call a money investor in developing. So I've already built them out one building that had about 115. I built out all the units.
Uh huh.
So she built out 100. I built out 115 units, and she just bought another parcel that she wants to build. So I take a piece of it. Do you understand? So
Okay.
I take my fee to build it, and I take a piece of the action.
Gotcha. So she so basically but wait, oh, so she's not buying one of your houses like a $20 million house. She's
Oh, they
getting.
already bought that years ago,
Okay, gotcha.
and I'm building one for a son that just got married. But we'll start that in like a month. But no,
So did she buy like 100 unit property or something that you're going to do all the rooms
I've already done
redo?
that. That was her
No,
last project she did. We
for
wrapped that
this
up like 2 years ago. Now she
maybe.
found another deal she likes. She's just like, she's very, very, first of all, she owns the biggest architectural firm in Shanghai. The building goes like, I don't know, like 9 blocks, engineers, designers, architects, you name it. And then she semi-retired, but she goes back and forth. She lets her, whatever assistant partner that she had, she gave him a piece of the business, and she just said, it's so bad over there. So bad over there. So I'm telling you, I'm waiting for the video. I don't know what the video is. I'd love to show you like this massive building with nobody walking around buying nothing. I mean,
Do,
nothing.
do, do they buy a bunch of land in America? Like, you know how there's like stuff going around about Chinese people buying land in America?
That's
And
been
there's,
going on forever.
No,
What are you
no, they
talking
didn't
about?
do that. Cindy, if I may interject, we should talk. But what China's doing right now is they're going to need America more than they ever knew, and they want American products because the high end of China, that twenty
LS,
percent,
half the building was American products. So I'm like,
right?
wait,
That
why are we
twenty
looking?
percent.
And then what I did when, she would tell, so they're kind of sneaky over there. So if you take like a Kohler brand and you look at the smart toilets, they can range anywhere from 3 grand. They can go up to like 18, 19,000. So I'm like, find the veil, Ray, find the Kohler veil. They don't have the names, just the numbers. So I had to keep Googling, the numbers, because they don't, here we have, they're called certain names, right? Each toilet has a different name. And then we did the money, I'm like, how much? I go, okay, now that turns into American dollars. It's $6,000 for the Vail toilet. That is not 6,000 here. Then we looked at interior doors. We looked at everything. Like, I was getting dizzy. I got to be honest. I was really getting like nauseous, kind of dizzy. It was hard to do it, but um, their prices aren't great. But she was like in the highest end building. But I've never seen a building like this. Lordy Lord, I would be there for days. You wouldn't see me.
What's the
I
name of the
didn't.
business?
Well, I
We
wanted
can
to say
Google.
one
Hold
thing.
on,
I'll land my plane
LS.
quickly.
Damn, interrupt the redneck mark. You ever think against Southerners? What's the name of the
This
building? Maybe we can Google machine it.
well, it's
Like the
probably
business.
I would probably it's probably called their design building, right? Right out of Shanghai. So she was like 30 minutes, not even. She was close to Shanghai.
Their
So,
design building.
but
Okay. It's
it's
not
all
coming up.
glass, and I've never seen such beautiful. The way they set up everything is just amazing. Like our showrooms from here to Florida, here in New York, Florida, that I shop, nothing even close to this. But no people buying anything.
Well, I'm trying to land a plane. We're talking about debate the news. So
I think
let's
it's,
think about
I
the
think it's
reverse of this.
12:42. I think we already debated it, but whatever.
Right. Well, no, Cindy, because people want to interrupt. I'm not trying to do business. Me and you, Cindy, we can connect.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
about
but
debate. Hold on. It's about debate the
yeah,
news.
yeah, yeah. No,
So
no, no, no. You talking about something we can do? Go ahead. What are you gonna say, LS?
I'm saying the reverse of China. So ghost cities. Okay, we talk about, and Jonathan, you say it all the time: tariffs, everything else. China has ghost cities. They want American products. They have a middle class that's coming up. They built up this.
What does
From,
that have to do with Ghost Cities?
I'm gonna get to it. They built up this for many years. So if you reverse it, right? You talk about the GDP and the deficit. Let's pretend we're exporting products to China that they can't get, that they don't want, that the high end, the 20% don't even want to buy. They only want American made assembly, whatever, from here.
They do
Materials,
have German products and they do have Italian
you're
products
right.
over there.
Materials in the construction industry, because they don't trust their own government. I'm talking about the 20% high, extremely wealthy that Bloomberg and everyone else says that will carry this economy forward no matter what. That's why the numbers haven't changed. I'm not talking about the consumers in the US, I'm talking global. And if we start exporting that to them, the game changes. That's what I'm saying, JP.
Brilliant point.
It's so crazy. Their wood is so expensive over there. Anything to do with wood is double than here. And then where I use a lot of iron is like so cheap over there and so expensive over here.
Correct,
So
Cindy. And
they
we
still
have engineered
like
wood
they
here.
still like wood
Yeah.
balusters, wood railings, wood, right? They don't really use a lot of glass or iron. Iron to them is cheap. Iron here is very expensive. That all has to be custom made.
But
So I can
engineered
buy
Wow.
wood here
iron
is
gate.
cheap.
I can buy iron gates there, iron railings, have them customized over there and brought here for like a quarter of what I pay here. A quarter of what I pay. But their wood products, their hardwood floors, they're triple to ours. Triple. I saw the prices today. I couldn't believe it. Like how
And
much?
Cindy, one other point, they don't have engineered hardwood at
They
either
do.
at the
No,
level.
they have prefab.
Yeah,
They're
but their
prefab,
prefabs
but
aren't at the levels
it's
that
not
we
three
have.
quarters. It's micro beveled. I don't like prefab that's micro beveled. They got no square edge. They don't have 3/4 inch. So you can't bring it up to the nosing, right? So
But Cindy, we've already got something, and we'll talk offline.
Right.
Mason, we've got something that's beyond that in the US. Manufactured here.
Definitely.
We're already beyond it. But Drosen's does. So
it
that's
just
a
seems like
fact.
they want the high end lines over there.
Correct.
But I
Correct.
did see Lazy Boy, like
Mm.
going up the escalator. I saw a big sign that said Lazy Boy. So they must be buying Lazy Boy furniture from here.
Are you getting like $20,000 every time you say lazy boy and cola? Enough with the plugs. Swear. Hey,
Lazy Boy,
Schmeeky,
right?
don't you think that these tariffs that Trump is putting into effect on Liberation Day, April 2nd, he wanted to do April 1st. Don't you think China, after hearing the soliloquy that LS said 17 times in a row, that they're kind of, ooh, shit, we already got all this real estate sitting down. according to Cindy, they love American products, which for some reason they're paying less
They
than what
buy in
she is.
certain states.
Hold on, stop it. We already
I'm
heard you
just
say that
saying,
7 times. I already
they
know.
buy on the East Coast and they buy on the West Coast. They're not really buying much in the middle of the country. They like New York, they like Massachusetts, they like the West Coast, they like Cali.
What the? What are you
That's where they
talking about?
plant their money.
I'm talking about their country and how much it's going to cost them now when they're already kind of fucked with these ghost cities. It's called flexing on 'em. When you
She
want
also
others to
said that
hold,
the young
please
kids don't want to
have another
do,
call.
they don't want to do work, they don't want to do physical labor either.
We're talking about tariffs.
I'm just saying, they're having the same problem as we're having here. They can't get young people to work, which is
Do we
kind of
have
weird.
cities the size of like Baltimore, or maybe not that big, but like areas all over the country with massive, major architectural spectacles that your client probably built sitting empty? No, that cost the country and their economy a ton. So when you want stuff from China, like a Tic Tac or more transparency and stuff, you give them a deadline, and they'll be evading in the next 24 or 48 hours. We'll be interested to see what tariffs are actually applied to what countries, because there's conversations happening with every single one of them right now, and we hold all the cards. Let me rephrase that, Schmakey. Trump holds all the cards.
Sir, I said in the Dateline that these other countries are banding together, but the Chinese operate a little bit differently. It's not necessarily capitalism because there was something called Evergrande that happened in 2021, and we basically thought it was going to upend global markets. It used to be the largest real estate developer in the world, the most valuable anyway, and the Chinese government basically saved them. They actually just required their remaining assets to be liquidated and paid to the I'm sorry, I can't think. It's late. The people with the
What's that
claim.
have to do with the tea in China when I'm talking about
Evergrande
all
is
the empty
China.
cities they have and how
Oh
they want them?
Jesus! I'm
Huh?
basically telling you that
You're
the
telling me about
Chinese
something that happened
government
with Evergreen.
is Evergrande. Just look it up. Jesus Christ!
How
The
much is
Chinese
our tea?
government is very integrated into their businesses. So I
I want
don't
to
think
understand what your thought is,
you're doing just like what
what
Allie did
China
earlier.
is going to do with these tariffs that are
So,
going to keep applied to them. What do you think they're feeling right now? That's
so
all I want to know.
they're feeling deja vu because they did this during the first Trump administration. What we did was we played chicken with China when it came to the soy, and what China did was they said, "Screw you, we're going to Brazil." And then we had to give the farmers subsidies. Do you not remember that? Billions and billions of dollars.
Wait. Now, how many times have you been to China?
I've never been to China.
Thank you.
We're talking about tariffs, which are done here in the United States.
How much money? How much money do you have? Aren't you Aren't you the what is it called? You manage money. How much money do you have under management?
No, I'm actually not working right now. I've taken about a year off for health issues. So
Okay.
I'm
Thank you.
jobless, actually.
Thank you.
So, what I do a lot of volunteer work. Happy to talk to you about
Sounds like you
retirement
got.
accounts.
Yeah, we do a lot of volunteer work, so we ought to work together.
No, I'm happy to do that. You're in a lot of neighborhoods, and I love to talk. It's Financial Literacy Month. We should do some rooms, talk about it the next month. But no, what I was going to say is that we did the tariffs the first administration. A lot of people are like, why did Biden keep the tariffs on? He kept the tariffs on and increased them, particularly for the EV vehicles, which is ironic how Elon is basically just transitioned since Biden actually did a lot to help Tesla. Because the EV vehicles in China are better made than the Teslas. They are going to take over the global market. Like they've already been spotted in the United States, but usually from foreign nationals because you can't buy them yet here in this country. But people are just going to go overseas and buy them. So China was basically like, screw you, kiss my ass. We're not playing this game. So Biden had no choice but to keep the tariffs in. It's not something that I agreed with, but he wasn't going to lower them when China wasn't going to lower theirs. So this is old hat. meaning that it's deja vu. Trump did this
Old,
his
yeah,
first
mate. But when it
administration.
comes to negotiation,
But
who do you
McKinley
want your
tried to put in
corners,
tariffs
Trump
during,
or
bro,
Biden?
McKinley put in tariffs during his first,
McKinley's been dead since.
but tariffs are not new. This is what I keep
I
saying. I
understand that,
swear to
but
God, every
Trump
time I talk
is.
to a Trump
You ever had
supporter,
a
it's like,
businessman?
oh
Tell,
my
then let
God.
me ask you a question.
Hold
Heck
on, hold
Why
no.
on.
all the Asians here in Massachusetts all Republicans? I don't have one that I know that's a Democrat. They're all Trump supporters.
Well, Cindy, let me add on that. So, Brad and Mickey, I'm gonna say one thing about China, and I've spent extensive time there, Asia specifically, Shanghai, Beijing, Guangzhou, Shuzhen. Just let me just be clear on this. Um, the Mickey, you said one point. Those I'm trying to clarify my words. Those benefits for a state-owned industry for Evergrande, those numbers are still off the books. Okay, China, the central government supported that. The Politburo, as you call it, or the Communist Party, it's only about 18 members or so, including Xi Jinping. So the Politburo, I'm always saying that name wrong. Okay, it's a small clique of Chinese Communist Party that controls China. Usually about 25 of them, sometimes more, sometimes less. And they decided that they would stimulate the economy by infrastructure building. So because China's big, it's more massive than the US and Europe combined by land mass. And so they stipulated that and I'm going to try to be quick, that they would then stimulate the economy by making infrastructure stimulus. So, corrupt governments all across the globe did that. Now they switched, which is interesting. They switched about 3 years ago, technically, and they implemented it more so in the last year, 12 months, that they wanted private sector to grow, which was extremely interesting, particularly in AI and tech, particularly in that area. And so I'm just going to give a context quickly so people can have reference. Jack Ma, the founder of Alibaba, disappeared for 2 or 3 years. We know where he was. Okay. Then he came back because China wanted him to come back because they're saying, oh, we need to pivot. We need to pivot to private sector or to growth. So I'm saying all this to say the private sector in China is growing like the middle class in the US. And Trump is right, or Obama was, as well as Biden. They know this policy really well. They're growing their middle class because there are 1.4 billion people, counting less or grow. You can go higher or lower, doesn't matter. There's still over 1 billion that can be a consumer economy. And if they replace us, we're in a bad situation, especially if we're not the reserve currency of the globe. So when you think about these things, it's always good to think about this context because this is what's happening. This is why Chinese, I'm talking about mainland born
Okay, okay,
Chinese.
okay, 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 okay.
Oh no no
Damn,
no no no.
LS.
I was getting ready to say, man, he got a lot of time tonight when Jonathan
Yeah,
was
the
speaking.
But that's
hell.
when you intervene and we heard about black people skiing for 20 minutes? What the fuck is going on up in
Yeah,
here?
no,
Jesus H.
Hey,
no, no,
Christ.
that
no.
was
Yo,
Marty,
we're
okay?
taking
Give him
any
approval for
submissions
that
from
one.
Clubhouse,
Yo,
Jonathan.
hold on, 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. I just want to correct something, guys. China is not much larger than the United States. Okay, it's about 71,000 kilometers larger than the United States. China right now is 9,596,960 square kilometers. United States is 9,500,525,067 kilometers. So it's not much larger. So I just want to point that out. LS, please. All right, they're approximately almost the same size.
Can they keep their germs over there?
But
So
even during
Please.
COVID, We were concerned that what the Chinese were going to do, because
I
if you
can't
guys
believe you
remember
let.
when people were talking about FedCoin, yeah, in the matrix where you belong.
Yo,
So
Oh,
we actually
stop.
thought that what was going to
am I
happen.
back? Am I back in the matrix?
No,
Am I
you're
back
No,
in the
not.
you're,
You're
you're back
You're
now.
fine.
You're
You're
back.
always in the
fine, Grant.
matrix.
Keep going, Grant.
You know
Yo,
who's that? Who's that talking? Right? No, who's that talking? Who's that
yo,
talking?
yo,
Well, you know
It's
what? Let me
me,
let the
No.
Glazer
Mickey,
Jonathan.
Mickey,
speak.
Mickey, Mickey. Who's that talking?
It's me,
yo,
Maria.
Jonathan, are
Oh,
you
Hi.
taking
Maria.
any supplements from
Maria.
Clubhouse?
I'm
Hi.
going to start calling them
Oh,
donut
Maria's
number
great.
one,
I
donut
love
number
Maria.
two, donut number
Yeah, I love
three.
Maria too.
Love you back.
Go ahead. You're donut number one. Go ahead, Glazer.
Wait, hold on. You talking to me, Mickey?
Yeah, I'm talking to you, Glazer.
I'm not Glazer. I'm Maria.
No, you're a donut. You're a donut. You're number
Oh,
one. Go ahead and let Grant
I'm
speak,
not a
donut.
Whoa,
do.
whoa, whoa, whoa,
Wait, hold
lady,
That's
on.
a
stop.
lot
Slow
of
down,
hate.
girl. Slow down, girl. I'm not a do nut. I'm a do a lot.
No, you're a donut. You're a Glazer.
Really? What does that mean? Translate.
Ask a black person, but not me. When Marty comes back, ask him. Anywho, may I
Whoa,
I
finish,
got
or
slow
are
it.
y'all
down,
No,
fucking
girl.
what?
done
Slow
Stop,
glazing?
down, girl.
stop.
Slow the fuck
Stop that
down.
right now.
I
Slow the
got,
Stop.
fuck down.
yeah.
Slow the fuck down. Ask a black girl? I ask people. And you know what? I don't give a shit. You
You
want
don't
to
know a
play the.
black girl, do you? Okay.
Do I not?
Ma'am, I don't
Don't
fucking
call
have
me
time to
ma'am.
center you. Can I
I'm
center
not
what
your
the fuck I was
senior
saying, or
girl.
you said Grant speak? I don't want to talk to your goofy ass. What's going
What?
on?
Mickey,
I'm not a
why are you
senior
doing that
All
right
right,
now?
Mickey,
okay,
you're
okay, okay,
being
okay, okay. All right,
disrespectful.
guys.
Yeah. Don't be disrespectful,
Yeah.
Mickey.
Let's get back to it,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
Let's get back
Let's
to
get
it.
back to it. Thank you, Jonathan.
So before I was so rudely interrupted, like I said, back when we thought that there was going to be FedCoin, which I think that they're still evaluating whether or not to have that digital currency, we actually thought as a country that what the Chinese were going to do was come up with a digital currency and basically make all of their trading partners, pretty much what we did with petrodollars for oil, is make every single country utilize their form of currency to somewhat what Ellis was talking about before you kind of went left, right? Which would absolutely uphold China's economy and continue to contribute to devalue the dollar. But unfortunately, that did not happen as of yet. We also can't forget that we have India, which is actually taking a lot, per to what Cindy said, just like young people in China, they don't want to go and work in the factories and build Apple phones anymore. If you pay attention, Apple started migrating to India even when the CEO Tim Cook was over there opening up that new store. So India is taking a lot of what used to be in China, and you're absolutely right. I've told people this for a few years. When we stop having these cheap products that are coming out of China because their young people are basically saying, we're not going to slave our entire lives working in these damn factories, Nike factories, whatever, making American products, we are going to see an increase across the nation, across the globe, in how expensive products are going to be. So while Trump is playing tariffs, playing footsie with these other countries, what he needs to be doing is getting more dollars here to build plants, to get manufacturing back here, to educate our local populace, to get this back going. Or all Americans plus the rest of the world are basically, you're going to see inflation like we've probably never seen it before. So I'm happy for China to still have somewhat of a good economy, because if China crashes, we're going to crash. We're too well integrated back and
They
forth.
don't have a good economy right now, honey. They don't have a good
Yeah.
Already
economy.
crashed. What are you talking
Mickey,
Their
they
about?
got
economy is hurting.
stagflation. They
China's
got
already
stagflation,
crashed.
Mickey.
Okay, so
They
you're
have stagflation.
Thousand percent.
They have stagflation. They're bad. They're off. They had to start knocking down buildings. Buildings that was under.
Yeah, but
they
the
were
real
propping up their GDP without
Grant, you're in the matrix, man. I don't know what's going on. Grant, you're in the
don't.
matrix. Grant, you're in the matrix.
They're hurting Jonathan really bad.
Yeah, I know they are. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, China's hurting really, really, really bad. Really bad.
And I just want to add, Jonathan, if I may, don't think that they won't.
Let me just say, Ellis, you don't. It's not that you don't make good points. You take forever to get to the point,
I'm
bro.
gonna
You can't.
try. I'm
Right now,
trying.
but you
I'm
got
trying.
Mickey.
I've been
You see how
looking for
Mickey
4 years.
Mickey said all what you said and then some in a
Actually,
short period of
actually,
time.
actually, she did. Thank you, Mickey. She actually did.
In a very short period of time.
I know. I'm not used to that. She did. She did. Mickey, thank you. She did. And Jonathan, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm 100. I'm an OG. She did. I'm not concise. I got to think about it. I got to work on that.
We'll start working.
Uh, Listen, whoever that is,
But
That's
just
Bob.
step
how do you
back. Just
explain
step
that
back. Just
violent
step back.
attack on a black woman?
Oh my God.
How do you guys make sense of that violent attack, that black on black crime that we witnessed in this room? Mickey's nicer to me than she is to the black woman.
That
I
was
don't give any.
Maria. Maria's not black. She's Italian
She's
white.
Italian.
I'm
It's not
very
Oh,
Italian.
Italian.
Maria's
I
It's
was
not black.
born
Italian.
I'm
in
sorry,
Italy,
Maria.
Grant. I was born in Italy. I'm not Italian. I'm not
Oh well,
black.
you got some black in you. You got some black in you.
Oh my
That's only
No,
because
God.
I'm
Grant,
I'm a
loyal.
Grant,
race.
you
I'm
in
not
Cali, Grant.
Sicilian.
Slow down,
Don't
Grant.
confuse the two.
I am
You in
loyal to
Cali, Grant. Slow
Louisiana,
down.
Grant. I'm not a Texan. I'm a Louisianan. Therefore, I have to give you some form of
Mickey,
grace.
you are miserably unhappy.
That's
Well,
not what
yeah,
she was
She
yo,
wants
let me.
doing.
me.
Yeah,
She
I'm gonna
wants
say
me.
one thing. I'm
She
gonna say
got
one thing.
jealous.
No, no, no,
No,
no,
I did
no,
not get jealous.
Ellis, you
no,
never say
no.
one thing. You never
Hold
fucking
on,
say
Grant, Grant. We were talking about black people's skin. I was
one
telling Marty I ski.
Yo,
So
bro.
that chat shit is bullshit because I ski, and we were talking about that with Marty.
Congratulations.
No, don't congratulate
thing.
me.
Not
All
now,
these
LS.
Poor
Oh,
Ella.
your
good
Wi-Fi
tonight, and he
upgraded.
said, "I'm."
This
What did
guy,
he say?
this guy in his what you call it, his matrix.
My fucking Wi-Fi still no good.
Now it is.
That's because you're on that Obama phone. That's why.
Goddamn Obama.
And Grant, I only give you grace because you're from Lake Charles, and I have a lot of family in Lake Charles. Lots of Guillerys, lots of Guidgerys. So please tell me your name in Guillory or Guidgery.
No, but I've been with some.
I'm sure you have. I just wanted to talk about fake coin. I'm sorry.
When was the last time you went on a date, Schmakey?
When
And
the
so,
last time you
It's
sucked your own dick?
12:07. All right, never mind.
When's the last time? You know what? You're
It's
not. I'm
just
not.
I feel
I'm
bad for
not
you, just
even
like you
here.
feel bad for other
I
people.
feel bad for your
I just feel
accent,
really
but
bad for
that's
you.
okay.
You're from
Usually I
Louisiana.
defend people when they say Southern accent sounds stupid, but I'm not going to defend you, Barth. I
Well,
think you
I'm
are
I'm
the
glad
exception
you
to the
don't have
rule.
a Southern accent or
No,
act
I
like a
don't.
Southern woman.
It comes out when I really get pissed off. You hear the patois,
Well,
and you hear me
this
say, Miss
isn't
Shat,
pissed off.
get the fuck out of here, Miss Shat. You want me to go there? When
Um,
you hear me start sounding like I sound like Southern Louisiana, you better fucking run. Just giving you a warning.
you
Hey,
do
Mickey,
not.
can you take us back to a
Oh,
higher level
LS.
debate the news where you were going before you were interrupted?
You talking about
Whether you agree
engineer
with me or not.
Sure.
stuff?
Can I jump in here about
Please.
China? Have switch the gears? Is that okay?
Yes, yes. Let's
Okay,
debate the
let's
news.
switch gears because everybody was throwing China under the bus and saying that the China economy was absolutely breaking. And yes, the property sector is off, but they've just infused significant amount of dollars in or $72 billion into their financial sector to booster their banks. The manufacturing numbers as of today were actually up. Now it's probably a bit up due to orders ahead of tariffs. So yes, could it be a hype that's then going to come down? Probably, but it's not. Their technology sector is actually doing well because there's a significant amount of AI going on in China. So the entire China economy is not an absolute bust. Their healthcare sector is growing. So just from the actual facts on what's going on in China, and I've been working in China since I was on Wall Street. And then I own an EV company, an electric bike company. So I was just in Shanghai last year, Tianjin, and some other cities. And I've been doing business in China since I built a plant there in the Anbian province, Yanji. So I as well know a bit about China. But anyway, that's for another day. Back to you.
Well,
Well,
thank you, Laura. If I may
hey,
add,
hold on,
so,
LS.
oh
Yeah,
Let him
Ellis, who put
alone.
you? Who made you the curator and the host of this room?
man, we were talking about China. I'm not a
Well,
curator.
we're talking about
Yeah.
China. Laura, let me ask you a question, please. I'll ask you the same question Schmicky couldn't answer. Do you think China is shitting in their boots or it will affect their economy? No one said their whole economy is trashed. They do in respect to real estate and stuff specifically for building, which tariffs will be included on. Do you think they're kind of, what do we do? Or do you think they're just like, all right, we'll just fight it or whatever?
Do you know
No
how
one's talking to
old?
you, Schmakey. Mute that
You
button.
literally said
I'm
Shmiki,
talking to
crackhead.
Laura.
I know you
Schmakey,
jack off every time I say Shmiki.
Schmakey.
Do you know how old
I'm
China
talking to
is?
Laura, Schmakey. It's
They
all
play the
right.
long
You
game
and
every
LS don't have
time.
to talk all the time.
Then
It's
don't
okay.
say Shmiki, crackhead.
Laura, Schmake, don't, oh, no. You're Schmakey forever, trust me. Laura, will you please answer my question? Or Schmakey
Um,
just loses it again.
I mean, I think that China is definitely going to get hurt in to some extent by the tariffs, but from my perspective, it's good. It's still, even with tariffs, they're still cost effective to produce a significant amount of products, full products, as well as components. And I just think it's going to be very difficult to, even with tariffs, to have manufacturing coming back into the United States that's going to have any substantial increase in employment in that particular sector. I think that there's going to be some wonderful jobs and high level jobs and AI and very, very high level electronic. And it's getting late, but for me, it's 1:11. Very highly educated individuals working at plants, working on robotic equipment and other types of AI generated technology that's going to be infused in American manufacturing. I'm not sure who that is. That's not my phone. But back to regarding China, I mean, I don't think their entire economy is going to collapse over these tariffs. I think there's still going to be a massive economic power. It's an $18 trillion economy, the number two economy in the entire world. So yes, global policies are massively going to impact them. But I still think they're fierce, and they're not just going to have a massive collapse. So I still think they're a fierce power economically.
I heard you
And I'm
say
gonna
something about you don't
quiet.
think it's going to necessarily create jobs. I mean, you heard about all the car companies that are going to be
Yeah, but you
building
know the
here?
number of
Hold on, I
people
got
that are
another
going to be
one.
work. You know the number of people that are going to be working in those plants. Very few, and they're not going to be. There's not going to be massive amount of labor in those plants. It's the only way American manufacturing makes sense is for them to be highly automated production lines, and
But Laura,
yeah,
Laura, a lot of their manufacturing has been lost to Vietnam, to India. It's
100%.
moving to other parts of the other
Yes,
parts of the world. Number two, the other problem they have there, I don't know if my connection's any better, but they have their population fell off. Their population growth fell off the charts. Like they have this massive decline with a majority of their. I think it's in the next 10 years. A majority of their population, 1.4 billion, will be elderly, and
yeah.
they've
No, I agree
tried.
with you,
Last
Grant.
thing I'll
I
say
agree.
is, I think
Yeah,
this is the 26th stimulus program. You talked about the $72 billion to bail out the banks, which is not a lot of money, by the way, but it is significant. This is like the 26th, 23rd or 26th stimulus program they've attempted to try to get things moving, and it's not happening right now. So they got a big problem, and they never ever report their numbers accurately, probably consistent with what we do.
yeah. I do agree with you, Grant, in that they're like the opposite of Africa, right? Africa, a predominant part of the Africa population is younger, right? Is under 35, whereas the predominant part of the it's that whole only one kid policy, right? That they were having that has now caused it's backfiring on them with the aging population. So I agree with you there. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with the aging population in China. And I agree with Cindy regarding the younger professionals, educated Chinese don't want to necessarily work in the type of factories their parents worked in. Um, and so that is going to have an impact. I'm curious to see because I do a lot of work in Africa. It's going to take a long time, but Africa's going to become a fierce percentage of the population and a fierce population what's going on in Africa.
And who's already got quite a stronghold in Africa? China. So China also has invested in a lot of global ports as well. I think they'll be fine. Is there going to be some disruption? Yes. I mean, we're still in a post-COVID economy. I don't think we've even caught up with supply chains. So the US might have gone into a recession if we didn't have all of these retiring boomers, because we don't have those labor um, projections in place to replace those folks that are retiring, thousands and thousands every single day. So this is going to be interesting. We're going to see who's going to utilize AI the best, who's going to have the best robots, which I would give that nod to China. This is going to be a tech war as I see it in the next 10 or 20 years. And Africa and India have amongst the youngest populations, and India is projected to overtake both China and the US GDP in a couple of decades because they're extremely aggressive. Once they work out those terrible issues they have, um, they're already coming for our necks. We've been outsourcing things over there for a very, very, very long time. So lots of people go over there for surgeries that are much, much cheaper, similar to Mexico, but of course it's India. So I don't think that China is afraid of the US. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been so
I don't
cozy with
know
Putin.
anybody that went to India for surgery. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So there are people
Where's
that,
that data at?
I mean, I personally know a few, number one,
You
but
know people. You know the people that went to India for surgery.
They have
mhm,
great medicine. They're known for
yeah,
their medicine.
because in a lot of other countries, you can get like basically like a whole little suite for yourself. You get your own nurse. Healthcare is a lot cleaner and cheaper in other parts of the country. Like, for example, Grant, I'm not even trying to troll. I'm in Texas. You have a lot of people that will go to Mexico and get like their pharmaceuticals, and
I
they
know
will
that, but
do
we're talking
surgery.
about India though.
No, that's what I'm telling you, because it's cheaper for the flight and to pay out of pocket for some of these surgeries than it is to pay cash here in the United States, because our
And
health
they have
costs are just
surgeons,
crazy ridiculous.
great surgeons, great medical professionals. They travel around the world to study and then they go back to their country. They're really top tier when it comes to actually producing medication and medicine. And COVID, they were one of the leaders for doing good. Like they're good. They're a good country. Don't underestimate them. They're just portrayed differently by people, but they're really top tier. A lot of people hire them to come to other countries to do work for in the medical field.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, people just stereotype and think they're
What
just some.
specific surgeries is
So I'm
India
going to
known
put something
for
in the chat.
performing?
This is from
Because
20.
I'm aware that people go to Turkey for hair.
Why do y'all always comment on things you don't know?
I'm
That
curious.
frustrates the
Dance
shit out of
hall
People
me.
go around the world
queen.
for
Jesus
everything.
Christ.
Caribbean
Square
people love
dance hall
Cuban
queen.
doctors.
What
Cuban
is
doctors are
Turkey?
amazing too. There's other doctors around the world that can do
Really?
good shit. You guys just are so ignorant to stuff.
Oh shit, you're Canadian. All right, I'm done talking.
Yeah, you can say whatever. Cuban doctors kick ass, and you guys try to portray like they're not. Their medicine, their medical field is a
Never heard
top
of
notch.
square dancing Canadian. That's interesting.
That's why the ignorance is not helping make America go away.
So I put an
Square
article in the
dancing.
chat from the BBC from 2022, and it says why patients are flocking to India for surgery. Like I said, this is not new. It's been happening for a while. I actually worked with a doctor years ago at the Houston Medical Center and this was probably 20, 25 years ago. They would actually outsource to India because they could send them their scans and their x rays, and they would actually read them, get them the information within like a matter of hours, versus even within the own hospitals. Getting back to them with results would take like a matter of days or sometimes even a matter of weeks. So remember, whoever used Dell back in the day, remember we had all those Dell computers in the office? I'm talking like 30 plus years, because I'm Gen X. And you would call those 1-800 numbers and it was someone overseas. Well, a lot of those were, you know, we were offshoring that work to Indian workers, but they've been very dedicated about educating a lot of their populace to take on some of these jobs. Like I think Amazon Cloud Services are there. Look at some of the Indian ETFs. If you guys look, I'm not giving financial advice, but if you look at global ETFs, you will find that like India is a major player. No one
Hey, in
ever mentions
China,
it.
we're talking about surgery there. You're up on other
We're
stuff. All
talking
right.
about the global economy, you stupid crackhead. Shut the fuck up. You're
I am
so
not a
annoying.
crackhead. I'm a former gutter drunk. Thank you very
Well,
much.
it's not cute. It's irritating. I'm gonna go on mute because I'm about to really cuss
Thank
you
you. Is
out.
that all we have to do? Sweet. All right. My work here is done, people.
Yeah, stay stupid and cute. That's what it takes. Literally finding out about the shit, but you have a problem with learning. That's why you're so dumb.
All right, guys. I don't know what's going on. I was listening to that. Just I'm finding out that I'm like some of the people I'm supposed to be following. I'm not following. I'm like, what the hell happened? It had to be something that removed my follows from some people. So I'm like, what the hell? Like Lisa, I'm like, I know I was following Grant. I was like, I know I was following them. So I don't know what the hell happened. So I'm just tapping through. I obviously, guys, where are we at with this? Are we done?
Yeah, I think Shmiki tapped out.
No, Mickey
That's
was
what your wife
talking.
says every
No,
night.
Mickey. Jonathan's asking me just continue the conversation, give him a recap, and let's go
No,
back and forth
I'm
between you and
not
Grant.
built for engaging with crackhead
I
stupid
know, but
people. Now Grant is a
Mickey,
billionaire. I'll take it from Grant, but I'm not taking it from this dumb schmuck. Absolutely the fuck not.
but Mickey, this is LS. I'm dating you. It was a great conversation. I was learning. Please go back. I mean, just please do that. This is we ask
No,
you, please, if you can.
I'm
Send her a
about to go.
DM, Ellis.
I'm about to go eat in my.
Brett, slow down, man. Slow down. It's not just entertainment. It's information and entertainment. Nikki, please continue. And Brett, you can add in. You got some good insights. I'm listening from both sides, please. And Jonathan, I'm not a moderator. I'm just recapping. But
Mhm,
continue the conversation. I'm learning.
mhm.
Yeah, there's like 77 people here, and that's come on, Bart. Like, what? We're all supposed to stop learning because you're irritated.
No, I'm not irritated. I'm enjoying the conversation. I want to know more about surgeries in India.
Go use that Google machine.
But that's the typical American mentality, which is why whenever we talk about global economy and global politics, this is also how Donald Trump wins. To take it back to politics, the average American really does not care about what happens overseas. But little do they know that this can upend the American economy, similar to COVID when we had these supply chain issues. But the average American is just like Barth. Well, I don't care what's going on in India. Okay, boo boo. You'll see.
I actually do, sweetheart, because I import a lot of natural stone from there.
Mickey, one of the things that Bart said was true, though, about Turkey. It's a medical tourism for hair plants and stuff like that. So they are like very, very famous. A lot of people go there.
But I mean, there's a lot of places, Ravi. Like a lot of people go to, where do they go for those BBLs? I can't remember the country. Is it Mexico?
All these places, every
Colombia.
type of specialty, yeah, Colombia. Depending on your surgery, you go to different places around the world.
Yeah,
It's
well,
not
certain
a
places are known
particular
for
thing.
stuff. Colombia's
Turkey,
known
what
for the
Turkey does
booby
is it
replacements.
offer
Turkey's known for hair.
sperm. There's people known for sperm around the world too,
That's right.
collecting that sperm.
There's that glazing term again.
But Turkey offers accommodation and flights. That's why a lot of people go.
Yeah, that's what I want to know about India. They might be able to help me with something. I
I
just want
don't
to know what they can help me with.
But is all it has been um, a known fact that India has produced one of the best surgeons in the whole world. India and even Cuba. India and Cuba
That's what I told them.
produce one of the best surgeons in the whole world. India is very big in
I'm not
healthcare.
doubting that.
Let me finish. No, but you're saying like the way you're casting aspersion like
No,
India.
I just want
You
to
know
know
what I
what.
mean? Yeah.
I've
I
never
mean,
met somebody that's been to
Yeah.
India for a specific surgery. I've met several that have been to Turkey. I've seen all the horror stories of the booty implants in Brazil. I
Well,
want to know what India is known for.
well, okay. So let me tell you then. I'm trying to tell
Oh,
you,
okay,
right?
perfect. Thank you.
Okay. When it
Just
comes
don't
to
LS me, all right? I promise.
no, when it
Promise
when
me.
it comes to cosmetic surgery, Turkey is an ideal place because it's cheaper. They are pretty good at it. But when it comes to internal medicine, surgery, transplant, all of that, you wouldn't know about it because you're too far from India. But people from, let's say, Europe and Africa, politicians most especially, that pays cash, they prefer to go to India than to come to America or some of these places. Okay, maybe due to some other restrictions too. But India has always been known. Some of the medication that you use in America here, some of the basis for your medication, some of the capsules that you use in America here are produced in India. Do you understand? America
Yeah, I
imports
know
most
all
of their,
that, St.
yeah.
Jude.
So,
I know India is like, they're known for producing extremely intelligent people who are so strict in like the way they grew up. They win all the spelling bees. I don't know how they do it, but India is known for producing a lot of doctors. So I'm not doubting that. I've just never heard of anybody going there for something specific.
yeah,
Okay, but like
people are
that's all right
going
if you,
there. People
huh?
go there. The people also go there for the best dental work. India has one of the best dentists in the whole world. The reason why you don't see this, you know why? Because, like we said, most Americans do not travel. Most Americans have this idea that the whole world is confined within the boundary of America. So that's why when you play your little baseball games and you play your American football, you call it World Series, right? Like the whole world is just in America. That's just
St.
a
Jude,
tunnel vision of looking
can
at
I
it.
break some news to you?
Yeah, break the news. Let me break the
Do you
world
ever
news.
think that the average American could give two fucks about the rest of the world and never thinks about it
This
because it
is
doesn't
why your
affect him?
medical
Yeah,
situation is dire need because you guys are so ignorant, not knowing you could get cheaper medication and
We
healthcare other places to
but we'd
save your
have
money.
to go live in
Don't cut me off. Don't
Canada.
cut me off.
I'll
Don't cut
pay
me
my
off.
twelve hundred
Don't cut
dollars
me
a
off.
month.
Don't cut me off. Don't cut me off.
Well,
The
don't
whole
assume
point is
dumb
that
shit.
this could really be saving people's lives. If there was no ignorance, people could be really getting help who
How
can't
long do you
afford.
have to wait for an
Don't
appointment there in
cut me
Canada?
off. Don't cut me off. You're not the only one here. There's literally 77 people here. Shut the fuck up. Like, don't cut me off because I'm talking about saving people's lives here. I'm very serious. Because of the ignorance and trying to be like, oh, I'm all American. There's people who really need help that when they're afraid to go to the doctor. You know, how much times I went to America and people are afraid to go to a doctor for a cold because they can't afford it or they're afraid of the prescription. If people know that the same price they paid for some medical care in the US, they could go somewhere else where it's cheaper and they could save their life or their child life. Why not share that information? Why take it as a joke? Like there's people who are really dying out there and can't afford their medical bills. They're paying 70,000 just from a hospital visit. And you think that's cute?
Oh no, what medical bills put me completely in debt and probably in bankruptcy. I understand. It has
Okay,
nothing to
so
do
let
with
people have
paying
the
China.
opportunity to learn and realize that hey, there's good
Exactly.
people around the world that
No
can
one's
probably help you.
discounting that Canadian squared answer. We
Square dance
just
your ass, I'll square dance on your face.
Hell yeah.
Like, thank you,
we're
Dancer. I put
alligator
a couple of
boots.
more articles in the chat for anyone that wants to read about it. Like, I put something from 2004 from the NIH that talks about it, and also specifically India. This article is from 2018 and references people getting stuff done in 2008. So I think that they've made like the country has really tried to woo foreigners. Like there's a medical visa, and then I think they didn't require it. I'm not sure if they require it anymore. But anywho, the only reason I was throwing that in there is to say like a lot of these uh, groups, the United States is one place that we compete in the global marketplace for, wealthy individuals, or as Dan Hall said, sometimes people will save for these surgeries because it's literally cheaper, even with insurance in the States, to go overseas, have these procedures done, have the surgeries done, whatever. and then come back to the United States after staying for care. So, anywho, that's just to let everyone know in one of the ways that we have to compete globally.
Sweet dreams, Canadian squared answer and schmakey.
Shut up, crackhead.
Yeah, but crack is cheap in other places around the world. You might want to discover that. Go on your Google machine. Yeah, goddess. That's a you know. I wonder. It's just like a prison. When goddess was saying in the chat that unfortunately racism got Americans in a chokehold. That is why they do not want to do universal and affordable health care. I agree because it's like, how do you take the idea that everyone can have free health care and turn it into something bad? Like this. I can't understand that. Like when I rather pay high taxes so that I don't have to worry about my bill. But people are so afraid of universal health care. It's like we're talking about lives here, but the brainwashing is just outrageous. It's like, don't you guys love one another? Don't you? What about being human? Ugh.
Mickey, you said 180,000 or 18 million people?
Yeah, so the medical tourism globally is, I think, about 16 to 18 million. So basically, people that are leaving their home country to go somewhere else to do something. So they call it medical tourism. So yeah,
Gotcha.
it's been a pretty big deal for a while, but I think that it's getting it being 2025, what we're seeing is that a lot of populations are having more access to, I won't say wealth, I'll say income. So, we're starting to see more participation. I'm sorry, I say we. I read a lot of uh, just articles that talk about different things. Like we know that the world is aging, for example, right? So it's even projected like for the US, like maybe a large percentage, well over 40, is going to be dedicated to aging care for the boomers in this country, right? So sometimes it's kind of curious to see like where certain industries or sectors are going to go. Like, I don't think that we're prepared for that yet. It's probably mostly going to be a service industry, but think about like, how are we going to take care of an aging population? And then you think about that other countries are also dealing with similar things. So, you know, I kind of like to do stuff like that, just kind of project which sectors are going to be popping, across
Oh,
the spectrum.
definitely. It's very helpful. No, I get it. No, the only reason I say is even Dance Hall just put the message. A lot of rich people in India, they come to states to get the healthcare, not because they cannot get it in India. It's just the corruption, and they don't believe the doctors in India. You know, like obviously I was born in India. Like my parents have a hard time going back to a doctor without any referral because they overcharge, upcharge, they give you medication that you don't need and stuff like that. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but a lot of people, any health issues, they choose either Dubai or America. Those are the only two places they get any kind of healthcare done, and they pay out of pocket, obviously.
No, I understand. It sounds similar to Americans. A lot of times we distrust what's happening locally, and then a lot of these countries, the cities, they will cater to the tourists, right? Because that's their bread and butter, or it contributes to the bread and butter versus their local population. So, I understand that's just kind of a thing that happens. I would probably get treated better in some growing economies as an American than the local populace does. I guess that's just kind of how it works.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, even during the COVID times, I remember the stories. Family from India calling in, they're literally making reservations in the hospitals. If I get sick, I want to block the room. So they're overpaying. I mean, money talks kind of thing, but yeah.
Well, I'm not familiar with like medical tourism in general. Is it? I mean, I know there's a lot of people that do elective cosmetic surgery in other countries because of the cost, but how prevalent is medical tourism for non-elective surgeries?
I mean, a lot of people do it because you look at the demographics. Like, for example, everyone knows how, in some of the US medical systems, especially with what happened with Luigi, I think they had a DTN room about that, like people were, really complaining about how these systems charge the price. So, I think it just depends on the area. As Ravi said, a lot of people go to Dubai. But think about it. If you have options where you can't afford it in the United States, you can afford it somewhere else, you might, make it like a little vacation thing. I would love to go to Dubai for, I don't know, a toe procedure or something. So I think the numbers are probably like half and half because even, physical augmentation is still a medical procedure, but I think that there are people getting all sorts of things done, honestly. And this isn't new. Like, for example, while I'm taking my self-imposed sabbatical, I'm self-paying because these policies are ridiculous. But I mean, it's insane. I had like an eye surgery. Shout out to my European ancestors. And like when I got the original cost, like, they send it for pre-approval and all that. Cause these people want their money before you even like, sit down. I swear to goodness, this was like 3 years ago. It was like $14,000. And I was like, son of a crackhead. Well, okay. When I told them that I was paying cash, it went down to like $7,000. I kid you not. So, it's kind of like, how is it more when you have health insurance versus if you're a cash payer? Because they don't have to pay the admins, they don't have to go back and forth, they don't have to do the coding and argue with the insurance company. So, imagine if that same surgery was like $2,000 in India, and then I just had to spend like $2,000 on flights, right? A lot of people would go overseas to do it versus, paying the 7,000 here in the States.
Yeah,
And
absolutely. If I
they give
needed
you
like a
packages.
major, go ahead.
Give you packages, Joseph. I'm just letting you know that, like, sometimes to attract people, they'll say, "We'll pay for your hotel. We'll do this. We'll do that." This is like going to an all-inclusive. You pay one price and you're getting your flight, your hotel, your accommodation, and just to do business with you. They know how to do business with you, right? But it's just like Mika was saying about every country. It's like you get better service. They treat tourists better than their own. But in Canada, we have like a backload of because we have a small population, so we don't have much doctors, right? So we have a backload. Even though we have the free healthcare, we have a backload. So some people could just fly to Europe and get it done, but we support it because we have social services that when someone's taking time off of work, as long as they're going away for medical purposes, we'll still help them and get their benefits while they're out of the country. So we actually support it because we don't want to see people die. So we don't like discourage it.
No, yeah, I absolutely understand that. If I needed, like, let's say, a major medical surgery and it was, going to be unaffordable, or maybe I didn't have great insurance coverage and I wasn't anticipating that, if I felt like I genuinely was going to get good care in another country and I felt confident in that, yeah, I mean, I understand why people would turn to that potentially.
Joseph, based off what you just said, I just want to give you a quick story.
Someone trying to talk? Is that Grant?
It's, can you guys hear me?
Where you going to get that BBL at?
Can you guys hear me?
Doctor said at medical tourism, going to get that BBL in the DR.
So, elective cosmetic surgery, I think I'd be a little bit more afraid to go to another country because heard some horror stories and seen some strange results for sure.
Well, I think some. It depends who you go to, just like anywhere else. Remember, there's people who die too from cosmetic surgery in North America, but it just depends on the doctor because they're also trendsetters, right, for it. So there's some doctors that will be specialists and have been doing it since the beginning of time that maybe you could trust, but not everyone could afford. Like a lot of Jamaican women can afford to go to some places over there. It's cheap, dirt cheap, right? But obviously it's not going to be the best surgeon. So I think if you have the money, you could get it right. I think, is it North Korea that's known for plastic surgery? So it just depends what you want to get and what you want to do. You just go to your place.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's excellent plastic surgeons in other countries that are better than US plastic surgeons. I just feel like that's kind of more of like an art form, cosmetic surgery, as opposed to, I feel like a routine major surgery medical procedure is like more cut and dry. That's my perception, but I could be wrong.
Remember, United Kingdom has a lot of also, they got the education, they got the scholars, Australia as well. That's what people have to remember. There's some prestigious schools around the world that outdo American schools, right?
Can you guys hear me?
Now we can. I thought I heard
Oh,
something.
okay, it's better. I'm so sorry. No, one of the questions that Joseph asked was like, what kind of surgeries? But one of my friend's father had a heart transplant, and obviously he's in States, but he couldn't get on the list, or the list is long or something like that. He paid $350,000 cash and got a surgery done within 3 weeks in India. So it depends on like, I mean, I do hear people getting it like big surgeries, but since they have no other option than waiting here or paying there.
But I'm sure you guys would go to England. Who wouldn't go to England? Like, like England's outside. It's not like everyone's going to some third world country that has a doctor in a hut or something.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm sure there's other countries that probably have more stringent requirements and education than even the US.
I'm going to be transiting through London, England.
But I will say, whoever did Lindsay Lohan's recent plastic surgery, that's a doctor I want to go to in 30 years because she looks great.
Thank God I believe in God. And whoever says that in Turkey, a lot of people they do the the micro whatever scrapping job in Turkey. A lot of people does that over there, man. And I'm probably gonna be there probably end of May or end of this month. I'm gonna be taking a lot of pictures for you guys. So
Yeah, let us know if there's anything they do that's like serious surgery since everyone just thinks it's cosmetics. Let us
no,
know
no,
if
they do micro scrapping. Like there's a lot of people's like literally walking around in the street of Esteghlal, which means that's the main street that all the tourists goes there. And I can tell you probably more than 20, 30 people at the same time walking around because they have to stay in. Doctor told them to stay in for a couple of days before they leave to go to the airport, or they have to fly to other country because that's just it's not good for them to be flying after right after surgery. So, but I'll be taking a lot of pictures for you guys. A lot of people does that over there because it's cheaper. So.
that's cool. And that's how a lot of people talk about real estate, but that's how a lot of people make money with those Airbnbs when it's near a place that like a hospital or clinic in other countries that they could give to people who are just coming for surgery. So those who are into doing Airbnb around the world and stuff. They always say get something near a hospital for the nurses or the patients coming.
Yeah, because Airbnb in Istanbul is cheap, very cheap. I mean, there's an expensive place, but there's a lot of cheap place too to do Airbnb over there.
It's
Especially with the Turkish money lira is dropping like every month. Right now, $1 is 37 lira, which means if you change $100, it will be 3,700 lira. So
how much you think you'll be saving by traveling there? Just curious.
to where?
To Turkey?
To Turkey, if you're like I say, one person you going over there, your flight is. If you're a citizen of the United States, you don't need to go straight like right here, like from Miami. They have a straight flight from Miami to Istanbul, 12 hours. But if you're a citizen, you can transit through the other countries like London, France, or Germany, and that's still like it's gonna be a longer flight, like 16 hours flight. If I go by myself, that's what I do because it's cheaper. And if you straight, it's like about $1,200 for one person from Miami. And over there is the Airbnb for 1 week probably costs you another $1,000. And then spending money over there, the dollar money is so strong over there. So you probably can eat the best food, like a luxury food in Istanbul, like for probably $50, $40, So so literally for one person, probably you can stay there for 2 weeks for I say $1,000 for 3 weeks sometimes. If you it depends which area and depends where you get an Airbnb. If you go to Esteghlal, which means that's the main street, all the tourists goes there, which means over in a month over 10 million people go through that street because all the brands and all the good restaurants are over there. So if you get an Airbnb, which means what I get over there, in front of the just like right in front of the Russian embassy right there, there's a what's they call Airbnb over there. They charge you like almost $600 a night, but you also can go Besiktas or you can go to the Asian side, which means that costs you cheaper, like probably $150 a night or $100 sometimes $80 a night. And even the Asian side is more luxury. Houses are more newer, but on European sides is more older. Like the apartments or the Airbnbs, like they're like over 1,500 years old, So they're old buildings. But yeah, if you get it cheaper, you can stay there for like 3 weeks for probably I say $1,000.
Wow, that's so good. Sorry that the dollar is not that great, but yeah, it makes it affordable. And I love the Canadian version of Turkish food. So you can
Like
imagine
I
the
like I go there every year. I bring a reunion with my families because I cannot go back home. So I bring all my families over there for like 12, 13 peoples. We get the Airbnb like big houses. And last time for me for a whole month I stay there like last year. It cost me for 12 peoples. Are we ready to hear this? You're not gonna believe this. I only spent the whole thing, food and everything's, going out, going to the tourist area and all that stuff, spending money, it only cost me 8K for 12 people.
for 12 people.
Yes.
Shoot, that's like 1 week in the Caribbean for me. Damn, that's cheap. Wow.
I didn't even go to just Istanbul. So I stay Istanbul for like 4 nights, and then the rest of it, I just rent like a SUV, not SUV, like a van for 12 people, and I drive. Went to this 5 different city. I went to Fetiha, I went to Bodrum, I went to Kalkan, Antalya, Kash. I went to Denizli. I went to Izmir. All the city on the way. I went over there and stayed there for 2 nights over there. But most of the night I stayed at the Antalya, which means the beach area. That's the Mediterranean Sea over there. So over there, the villa, I got a villa like in the best, in top of the mountain. Like when you wake up in the morning, the view. I can put a picture right now on my profile. You can see it. the views of Mediterranean seas when you're waking up. So for probably I say 12 bathroom, it cost me for 1 week. I think it was $2,500.
Amazing.
Bodrum and Antalya are gorgeous. When are you going up
Oh
here?
yeah. I might be in Turkey end of this month probably.
Okay, I'm going June, I think.
Yeah, it's the best time, but it's very hot. June is just like in the middle, like a heat. Like Istanbul is very hot, and then especially when you go to the Bodrum right there. I mean, it's good because you go to the what's it called, beaches and stuff. It's beautiful, but it's very hot, man. So
I want everyone to get along so we could just all travel. Like, ugh, why doesn't everybody want peace like that? Just so we could go and visit each other's country and experience different things.
Oh, I would love to do that. I think that's the first time I ever went out of the country was with a sorority sister who was a chemist and was going to a conference. And then I've had friends that piggybacked with me when I've gone to conferences. I think that's I think that's great. And probably things will be less expensive if you didn't stay like in the touristy areas, you know? And then you really get to know the city and the culture and all of that.
Yeah, it just sounds magical. One day, hopefully, we all could just enjoy stuff. It's like I'm
so you
afraid
all
to worry about traveling if
you
I'm
all
going to
see
be back in my country. I get locked out. So
so you all see my profile right now.
let me look. Wow.
So that villa right there only cost me for 6 days, almost $2,000
That's
for 12
beautiful.
people.
It's
That's
beautiful.
the
I
view
love
of
water and
Mediterranean Sea right there.
everything. Picture perfect. You see the
So
stereotype? We only know what we see in the news, and we're not exposed to all this beauty. That's so crazy.
actually, Nancy, that area right there, that's called the Kalkan. That's the city. There's not a lot of tourists knows about that area. Like it's only British and European people goes over there, and then you can spend euro. Actually, you're in like a dollar and euro over there too, not just lira, Turkish lira. So not a lot of people knows about those areas. So it's not that busy, man. So if I say over the next 3 4 years, that area is going to be packed up with tourists. But right now, not a lot of people knows about those areas. So
Need to get that real estate.
that house, what I was in, I asked the real estate agent over there, and he told me that house is only cost you $600,000.
Wow. That held 12 people?
Yes.
Wow. Cheap. Can't even get a condo, a bachelor condo in Toronto for that. It's crazy.
Hi, Dennis Hall. This is Tammy. I'm from Toronto as well.
Oh, you are?
Yeah,
Oh, okay, Tam. I didn't know.
I could kind of tell from your accent.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, yeah, and it's true. I was listening to the whole thing about the traveling and like a lot of people, a lot of Canadians, they go to Cuba, they
Yeah, I
get
know.
their teeth
You.
cleaned there. Even if you have insurance, they get it done every 3 months, like 6 months a year. And if they travel, they go to Cuba and get their teeth cleaned for like peanuts. Couple of our friend of mine, a couple, they went to Turkey for holidays, and they same thing, and they got veneers.
Oh,
Yeah, apparently, yeah, it's a thing in Turkey for dentistry, and of course, a lot of people go to Latin America to get
like surgery and stuff like that, like cosmetic surgery. But everywhere in Cuba, you can get a lot of things done. A lot of things done. Not just like cosmetic surgery, but like scans and MRIs. You don't have to, but you go while you're on vacation and you can pre-book all of this stuff. But yeah,
Hey,
I'm just kidding.
two birds with one stone, right?
Absolutely, that's what they all do. That's what they all do. They all do. Whenever I've gone to Mexico, I get medication. I get certain things that it's just so much cheaper than buying them here. It's just a thing. It's like when you travel is when you actually like see that there's that industry for what is it called that Mickey was calling it for medical tourism is huge. Everything you can book your hotel. They got like these hotels. Everything. My girlfriend did it too. Yeah. And they treat them beautifully and you go home and everything. Oh gosh, like Botox units, they were like $4 a
What?
unit. Oh yeah, $4 a unit for Botox. And these are legit places. So
But
yeah,
Tammy, the price that you're saying that was the price from last year, but right now the inflations in Turkey is so high. They are going up, but for dollar, Canadian dollar, American dollar, euro, and pound spending over there, it still is gonna be nothing for you. But it's just the inflation's going high right now. Like last year, the bottled water was like 60 lira. Right now is 120 lira, just one bottle of water.
yeah. Europe can always be very, very expensive. But I mean, in
Yeah.
Latin America, just it's dirt cheap. It's dirt cheap, and it's so much closer to us. It's dirt cheap. I remember when I was in Colombia, I don't know, like 25 years ago. A lot of the Israeli the army, like the soldiers, when they're done their service, the money that they get paid, they travel the entire Americas, like South America, and that's where they go to vacation because for very minimal money you can eat, you can travel, take transit, and just get by. And they know this. People know that they're traveling like from all over the world. It's just so
You
much
know what?
cheaper
I was
in
gonna say
Europe.
that
Yeah.
in Istanbul, this is well. This time I'm going for that one. I'm just going to see some real estate also too. But in Istanbul, if you just get one apartment, like one or two apartment, it only costs you probably I say together. Like if you get a small one, that costs you probably $200,000-300,000. You buy it cash, or they also have right now a new system that you can buy like a monthly, like a mortgage that you do in the United States or Canada.
Right.
So, man, you know how much you can make off of the Airbnb over there? God damn,
Oh,
man.
I know. My
Jesus.
sister was in Istanbul. Yeah, they really like the food. They like the whole everything. They were in Turkey. This is beautiful. Yeah, yeah, especially in Istanbul. Yeah,
And
everything.
that's the view of the night over there in Antalya.
Yeah, because
Man.
all the house parties, like all these house DJs, they always have these festivals in Turkey. There's these beautiful places, very unknown places in Turkey that are beautiful, like these beaches and yeah. Girlfriend of mine at my job, she also went to Turkey. Her friend had a wedding birthday, I can't remember, and it was a whole bunch of people. And where again in Turkey? Yeah, it's really beautiful out there.
And also in Istanbul, they have at night they have these cruises. Like they go through the Bosphorus on the beaches area, and it costs you like each person like probably I said dollar like $30, $35, and then you stay on that cruise from like 6 in the afternoon to all the way down to 12 for almost like 6 hours,
and they have belly dancer. They have all kind of food. They're all come with it. What you're paying for, $35 a person, like for
Yeah.
6 hours. That's like no nothing can beat that. It's like all
Yep.
kind of Turkish food, like the best Turkish food you can have, man.
Yep.
That sounds really good. That sounds really good. Hey guys, I want to say thank you guys for joining us on the Debate the News podcast. Appreciate you guys. Guys, hey, make sure you guys, especially on CH, make sure you guys hit the link up top. All right, and follow the podcast. You can view it on Spotify, iTunes, Apple, Pandora, Amazon, you name it, wherever, Overcast, iHeartRadio, you can get it anywhere. If you're listening to us at home, guys, come join us on the Chatter social app. You can download that app either at the Google Play Store or at the Apple App Store. Yeah, so guys, I appreciate you guys listening, and we're going to continue this conversation in the chat in the chatter room, and we're going to be doing it. Believe it or not, we're going to do it on the Chatter Social app, which you guys can download the app and join us. With that being said, I want to say thank you and good night.